I'm like,
Hey guys.
we're back. You know what I'm saying? It's the UNFAMOUS Podcast, yo.
Hope you missed us.
I really hope they missed us, yo. Like, you know, we've been gone, yo. Thanksgiving, all that just passed. If you're listening to this, whenever you do hear it. I forgot, yo, it's your boy Shaw, Mr. NJ Brick City.
Jai from Up in the Sky was good.
Just Kia.
Joe Cool. Henny Hardaway. First 48.
And we got Oz back over there.
Unreal Fiction on a camera work.
Getting this camera on.
Yeah, man.
These angles, nigga. Be ready for the angles.
Yeah. So we back, yo.
I'm doing action poses all podcast.
Be an IG model.
Jump on the table and do a pose like karate pose and shit.
Okay.
My fans, they calling out for
Oh
these.
my God, what fans? Just say my
One
mom.
thing. Walmart the other day.
Bought a fan?
Yes, and it blows me.
I like it.
Oh, low job jokes
Jimmy.
already.
Exactly.
Not even wasting no time. We're just getting to the blue comedy. I'm gonna go fuck.
We're gonna keep using this shit. They got us in the big things, yo. So I mean, how's everybody's Thanksgiving, yo?
I'll start. Mine was good. Family came through. Everybody was chill. Whenever you bought like this chick from work, like her family, she don't have a family here, so she brought her and her girlfriend there. They were pretty as shit too. And like, come to find out, she was telling us like, yeah, her mom just died like 2 weeks before, so they didn't have no family. So
Sorry to hear that.
And you know my family, so there was like, well, he had the one. He was like, yeah, my family's real fucking dysfunctional, yo. So they have fun. It was like everybody like, oh, the macaroni. Everybody know my mom baked macaroni and shit. So like they had a good time. So it was cool that we can bring. You know, I always bring everybody to the crib anyway.
Yeah.
And then we got to hang out for a little while and shit.
Yeah, it's been a while.
At the little dollar beer spot that we got around the corner.
Yeah.
So like I enjoyed mine. I got to see the people I wanted to see. Everybody wanted to see. So it was good.
What about you, Kia?
Mine was restful, thankfully. I spent some time in bed, and then I got to surprise one of my besties and see one of my new nieces. So that's always fun. And the weekend was fun too. I was a bridesmaid and got to visit with some friends. Moving forward, it was really fun.
Nah, fuck that. We're gonna stay on this for a second. Nah, look. We like to give credit where it's due. Like this is Lil Sis. Lil Sis was like, y'all new bitches, yo. She give y'all problems out here, yo. Like for real. Like if these were bars, serving. All that shit, like yo,
we just
we want to big up beautiful black women,
and we
so
know your personality, so that adds in.
What's up, Keith?
So, like, we appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. You were a dope bridesmaid, so cool beans, yo. That's what's up.
Somebody needs to go ahead and just.
Here we go. Forward.
That load and quit bullshit.
I'm trying to tell y'all, Plan B's is in the stove.
Trying to catch the hot sticky load.
Bullshit not here.
Yo, he's trying to fill you up, trying to stuff you and shit. And
I'm not trying to be nobody's twinkie.
He's trying to base that.
Oh, you ain't trying to be, get that baby gravy?
No, I'm not a turkey.
Hey.
Gobble, gobble, gobble. Go ahead, Joe.
I see what you did.
I had a great weekend. Quiet a few family members, and it was just cool. Chill.
Damn, that was it. You like, yeah, fuck that. I ain't this shit.
Day, you know.
Oh, damn. You calling out a day. That's what's up. I ain't mad at that.
You cannot speak it.
My week was good. You know, had a pretty successful week. You know, mid tabs, hung out, had a nice dinner, and stuff
Did
like
Tabby
that.
cook for it? Did Tabby cook Thanksgiving?
Oh no, we went to one of our friends' house. They had like a whole feast. Shout out to the mac and cheese though. The mac and cheese was lit. But
Your mac and cheese ain't lit. It ruined the whole shit. I gotta have to that mac and cheese.
Exactly. And it did not touch the yams. So
I don't give a fuck.
But you know, I had a pretty successful week. I did. I sent the song to one of my homies in Miami, and they finished the song, and it came out actually like really, really good. I was actually shocked. So we should be coming out with a music video in the next couple weeks. So And stay tuned to that, and I'll try to get the audio.
What's up, Daniel?
At the end of a podcast whenever it comes out.
I had, spent time with family and stuff. It was cool. But just as important, I went Black Friday shopping. Got me a 4K TV and a Xbox Xbox One X. Y'all know what I mean. No, they don't call it that, kid.
You went ahead and got that
I thought it was like some extravagant porn box. I don't know. Okay.
It's a porn box, right? Out here playing.
I got me a 4K TV, so the shit come in real clear. Like I can see the blades of grass on the field and shit. Like the shit is.
Man, you saying pimples on the butt cheek and shit.
Yeah, I'm watching 4K porn now. Shit is awesome.
Striations of the area.
Shit is awesome, bro.
Porn is not supposed to be that clear.
It's really not, because that shit is really disgusting when you see it.
I can see a sperm cell. Like, nah, it ain't that.
Like, she got blue balls right there. Like,
they're called dingleberries.
Oh
my god. Yeah. Like, what's that? She got the wild beard.
Exactly.
Oh, how was your Thanksgiving?
Like, what's that bump in the middle of her throat? I ain't noticed that before.
Rick Ross around her vagina. What the fuck going on?
It ain't hairy when you're supposed to lick. It's okay.
Hey.
Wow.
Okay. Shit. What you talking about?
Okay.
I hear coughing and just hairball like a fucking cat. Over in there flossing with this shit. Hold on, bitch. I'm checking my teeth.
Okay. On a side note, for my purchase, I got a $120 Kohl's gift card, which I'm kind of mad about because they ain't got no fucking Xbox games.
You be alright.
So I only sell clothes.
No, they sell all type of shit.
But they ain't got no
Clothes?
games.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want it,
So they sell
I'll
systems
sell
and
it.
shit.
No, but they don't sell video games.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean, they sell systems. It's good enough.
Hey, go get some jeans. Fuck it.
No.
Look at them Route 66s.
Oh, there's a place where you can sell the gift cards.
I told him about that.
Faded Glory.
Some fucking,
Not the faded glory polos, yeah.
get some free box.
Alright, man. So my Thanksgiving and my week, it was good, man. Was at grandma's house. She cooked the mean spread. Made me my own sweet potato pie, which is always a must. So
Yes.
I still got some of that in the crib.
Absolutely.
We got to talk, converse a little bit. My sister made some good food, made the string bean casserole, which was good as fuck. All that, like the food was good. The next day, me and T went to the mall. What else did we do? Oh, went to go see Creed 2, which was a good movie. All that, dope shit that you do. So it was cool, man. It was nice, relaxed Thanksgiving weekend, all that shit. So I was ready to get back into the swing of things. I'm energized. I think we all feel energized, good to go.
Shit, not me.
I don't know what to tell you on that one.
Look, I'm still working 11-hour days on my fucking job, son.
Shit, I was working those over the weekend. So look, I know what you feel. But
I've been doing it since fucking like.
Man, look, this is not a pissing contest. I'm just I know how you feel. Jesus Christ.
No, you don't, nigga. I'm fucking hurting out here.
I know exactly.
But I'm here.
Go ahead, Keith. what's first on the docket?
I'm here.
Well, speaking of hurting, I guess we can talk about hurt gluteus maximus. And then
That shit fucked me up.
let's talk about Dwight Howard, guys. Let's
Don't
do
white
it.
around your
Let's talk about it.
That shit fucked me up.
Who's most familiar with the story?
Terrell.
Oh, share.
Yo, Joe looking like, fuck, I was about to say some shit.
I wasn't.
So apparently, there's a transgender person.
Yeah.
That made a claim that Dwight Howard had some people, jump him or something.
No, it was threatening.
Oh, threaten him. Yeah, threaten him.
No.
I do know.
I thought you knew the story.
I do know the story. I just want to talk about it. So apparently Dwight Howard is a 6'11" bottom. And
That's really what he wanted to say. That's why.
That's all you want to say. All right, you can take the microphone.
He's been getting his back broke down.
You got your 5 minutes comment. Get back, Joe.
So okay, so
I heard he was hosting tranny sex parties too.
Yeah, well, he wasn't hosting. That's what
he
was
was
the part. Yeah, he was
attending.
attending tranny sex parties. That's his
I got a
thing.
question
That's
before
what
we
he
go
likes
to
to do.
Is tranny like
Oh
a
yeah,
bad word to
transgender
say?
sex party. Yeah, it is considered derogatory. So
It is?
apologies.
Okay, I've been saying that for a while, so I guess I'll just call him. Can I just say TS?
I don't see why not.
I'll say that.
There's a video
Terror
circulating.
Squad.
There's a video circulating the internet
He's like, lean back.
with Dwight Howard grabbing somebody's,
Oh, jump? Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh
He's-
man.
First and
That
foremost,
shit was very suspect.
first and foremost, let me.
Was it during a game?
Yes, bro.
Wow.
Like straight
Dwight
up.
Howard has had a history of doing some wild shit. Like you've seen videos of him running around like dresses and shit, and wigs acting up. You got videos of him grabbing dudes' junks while he's sitting down, and he kind of just smiling at them and shit. He's just a wild dude, yo. I'm not saying that he's not like kind of fruity or something. I'm just saying like he's been known to do this wild shit. Again, I'm not saying that. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying he's still a wild guy. Like the dude is wild, yo. He's from Atlanta, yo. And I'm not saying being from Atlanta makes you gay, but Atlanta is notoriously known to have a large gay community. So
a large openly gay community.
Yes, exactly.
There's a lot of closeted niggas that don't live in Atlanta.
Exactly. Yeah, it's called Charlotte because there's mad gay niggas here. So you know what I'm saying? Like
biggest closet.
So I'm just saying like I've always had this feeling like he was wild, probably like the wild fruitcake, which I don't have a problem with. If that's you, that's you. Live your truth though. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't care what you do behind closed doors, honestly. I mean, if that's who you are, that's who you are. But, just live your truth. Like, you know what? Yeah, I'm out here. I like fucking around with dudes or whatever. Cool. It's whatever. The part that I guess everybody was so... I guess that the transgender has a problem with, or I guess, is like saying that he was threatening him or sending his goons to threaten him and all that shit.
Yeah, like his pastor, allegedly, his pastor was calling him or calling her and saying things and all of that. So... Yeah.
So what about the part I just heard a snippet of it, so I didn't get the whole content. Where Charlamagne was saying that the LGBT community should not basically weaponize.
Oh yeah, that was part of that. They were saying like, now that you mad,
you want us to accept you, but when if somebody don't want to come out, then you want to use it as use it against them. Mm-hmm. So I
do have a problem with that. Like
I agree that that's wrong.
Yeah, if that man wants to come out on his own terms, let that man come out on his own terms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because then we can't take you serious. But
the guy didn't come. She but she didn't come out until after the threats came. Like that was the whole purpose of telling this story. I feel like I need to say something now because now I have people, and there were like recordings or whatever of someone calling saying.
She said she has receipts of DMs and shit.
Yeah. Like, but they're taking the legal route as well. Like, she has a lawyer and everything. Like, yeah, they're taking it to court.
Okay.
What you about to say, Joe?
Joe look like he about to go in.
Yeah, bro, you got deep thoughts, so let's get this out the way.
I would not go in on this topic, but nothing going on about. I mean,
it's kind of straightforward.
He looks like he's into that. It's not surprising to me. But the transgender thing, the pastor was threatening.
Yeah, so Dwight Howard's pastor, allegedly Dwight Howard's pastor was calling and saying you need to make sure you stay quiet, blah blah blah. This person has a lot riding on this. Like if you do anything, then we're gonna make sure that there's harm that comes to you and all this other stuff. Like they were trying to force this person to sign.
What kind of church? What kind of church you go to when your pastor?
But listen, if you're the largest donor at the church,
true.
Shoot.
Pastor, like you fucking up my money.
My money, okay? So, I just bought that Cadillac.
This was my biggest thing.
You ain't making the playoffs no way. Bum ass nigga.
So this was the thing I got from it. And Charlamagne brought it up. He was saying that this transgender has had a history of doing stuff like this before.
With who?
What was the dude name? Playboy Cardi. Because he had lied about it. Like Zane, basically, this transgender has lied before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's one of them situations where people are kind of taking this with a grain of salt.
You cry wolf, so now
exactly. So like we don't know. You might even be telling the truth. You could just be bullshitting again. Like, cause anybody could doctor up shit. Yeah. We done got into this world now where it used to sound.
Change text
Photoshop.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what they said they did. The transgender did with Playboy Cardi.
Exactly.
Changed.
So I don't know. My biggest thing, like I said, man, if that man wants to be out, let that man out himself. Like, I'm not really with the whole, well, I'm going to just tell on it now because things aren't going my way, or I felt like you did something like that. That doesn't make it any better, because now I can't take you serious as a person. Because I'm like, were you really threatened, or are you just feeling some type of way? Because it could have been a situation where he'd be like, well, I want you to tell people that we together. He'd be like, no, I don't want to do that right now. Well, I'm going to tell everybody then.
Or it could have been know. Or it could have been a situation, well.
Can't nobody hear you?
Yeah.
Okay, Uncle Ruckus.
Or it could have been a situation where, like, he asked him out or something like that, and he declined him. And then he's like, he felt offended by that, and then tried to make a
I don't know, this feels eerily similar to the Young Buck situation in some ways.
Oh, shit.
Now, the Young Buck.
Maybe Brad Howard.
No, I'm talking about, I heard the audio that they had him on a phone conversation, and the transgender was like, why don't you just come out? Why are you so ashamed? Why don't you just come out? Like,
maybe Dwight Howard just wanted some man butt. Like, yo.
Or get his back broke down.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you just want to keep saying that, yo. What is wrong with you?
Now you see how the post be backing up in the post. Like, hey,
nigga. You want the man cakes, bro?
Like your fat mama gave you.
His name is
Dwight Howard gave you.
He want these pussies, bro.
Ew, chill out, bro. Ain't nobody, that man ain't trying to get no bussy, bro. You wild, dog.
Trying to get no man cakes, bro. Some pancakes.
Even if he is, like, I do agree, just, you know, but I understand how it would be difficult to be honest in his position. So,
yeah.
I get that too. Yeah, you can't just be like, hey.
We can hear that.
Oh, I didn't know that. My bad. Say something. Run me a pistachio.
You be the only nigga that be eating.
Yeah. All right.
Everybody appreciates our
professionalism. I got from him.
He's right. Well, he ain't on mic, so he's good.
So yeah. So on a more morbid note, I guess. I guess we can talk about our tragedies. Our most recent tragedies, Mr. Bradford from the mall shooting, and then Mr. Gray from the baby shower. If you guys,
both of those.
For those of you who don't know, Mr. Gray, he was in Detroit actually, and he ended up getting shot outside of the baby shower, his first child's baby shower. So I did watch the video, and so apparently in the video, like, he's walking around, like, it seems like he's upset, you know, and they're trying to calm him down, so he walks outside and he's like pacing back and forth. However, the other part of the video is, or in the audio, the owner of the place, which I assume to be a white lady because that's what she sounded like, she was like, oh my God, he has a gun. It's a long, because they were like, is it a handgun or is it a long gun? She was like, I think it's a rifle. Oh my God, he's coming back in with a gun. He's going to shoot her. Like, she was legit, like, flipping out. And you can see on the video, he had nothing in his hand at all. Mm-hmm. So when the cops got there, they were like on 10, like they were ready. So originally they said that they shot at him because he shot at them first, killing their 4-year-old canine dog. That's redundant, but... So, but now the story is because they did not find a gun on him. They said that they found like an AK on the premises, and then they thought that he had a handgun. Still wasn't on him. They said that he shot, and then he fled the scene, and they were shooting after him. Apparently, he let off 6 shots. All of it does sound like a cover up, but what really hits the nerve is $15,000 has been donated to buy canine vests, like bulletproof vests
for dogs.
Oh, so forget the dead black guy. We want to protect the dogs, huh?
So that was one, and then the other one in the mall. This gentleman was apparently an army or a military. Military vet, and he had a license to carry. Apparently, on the premises, you're not permitted to carry. Like in the mall, like they don't allow it. But he did have a license to carry. It was in Alabama, and whoever let off the shots in the mall, like he was trying to get people to safety and get them out of the way, and he had taken out his gun. And when the cops came in, they just shot him. And originally they said, oh yeah, we got the shoot. Like they went on and said that he was the shooter and proclaimed the cop that shot him a hero and everything. And they had to go back and recant. And, you know, they were basically like, well, we were wrong. We shot the wrong person. The shooter's still at large. Oops. Basically. That's what they, oops. So, and in both of these cases, they did an internal investigation, whatever that looks like, and they decided that they were justified, and no charges will be brought against them.
Thoughts?
I don't know what to say no more.
I'll go back to what Trevor Noah said about black people we can't exercise our Second Amendment right to bear arms. Because we're immediately viewed as a threat when we're not really a threat in America. If you look at all the mass shootings that's been going on, I mean, we've said it time and time again.
If you go profile.
Look, in the sad part, we've had somebody get mad at us for saying it. Like, yo, it's usually white guys. And they don't ever get shot. They always get talked down. And when they do die, it's because it's self-inflicted.
Right. And what's crazy is that all of the mass shootings that's been happening, the people that's been killed, that's supposed to have been doing the shooting, were black people that were actually saving the people. So it's like,
don't do shit.
So it's like the people that were doing this shooting, were they white, were they black?
It was a black guy that was shooting. In the mall, it was a black guy that was shooting.
But yeah, with that, and then with the security guy that got killed.
Oh yeah.
So, man, every time I think about that, that's a crazy situation, bro. Now you don't even want to be a good guy no more. Just be like, man, I'm just run.
I'm gonna get out. Yeah.
Damn. Black people are experts at minding our own business.
Damn right, we get the fuck home.
Get the hell out of there, bro.
So it's gonna get to the point where I feel like even when we start minding our business even more, hey, stop. Like, bro, I'm minding my business. I have no gun. Shoot him. It's like,
no.
Bro,
and it'll still be justified.
Exactly. He didn't comply. Nigga, he was running away.
Bro, it's like they can make excuses.
That's just like us catching the bus to the employee line. And then come just be like, what are you doing? What you got in your hand? You know, it's freezing outside. And I mean, they're like, it's cold. What you got in your pocket? He's got a gun, la, 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 la.
I hope the gun doesn't sound like that.
I'm just saying.
That's a real gun. That's a terrible gun.
It sounds like the Middle Eastern guy on a horse.
But I'm just saying, though, if my man's got clapped while he was in his uniform, like everybody's saying, like,
black people aren't safe. That's basically what you're saying.
It's crazy.
We're not safe, dog.
So it's societal brainwashing as far as people viewing us as automatic with a black guy with a gun and a thug or he's up to no good or whatever.
Centuries of that.
Even if you're illegally carrying.
Yes.
But I think that what does need to happen is we need to start. And I don't even know where to start. I don't know who you talk to, but I feel like there is some official somewhere that we can talk to start looking into these police protocols to get those changed, because that's what needs to change, like how they operate.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know who to talk to, but somebody. I'm gonna look it up.
Man, a simpler solution that black people just stay in the house, bro.
Fuck that.
Stay in the house, bro. It's a war on us.
Out here. Fuck that.
It's a war on us.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm tired of people getting shot for just being normal citizens. It's like, we are being killed for just being citizens. Like, it's getting to the point. I mean, of course, we don't want to just be sitting in the house. But it's going to get to the point where it's like, bro, I don't even want to go outside anymore.
Well, apparently the gentleman who shot the dude in the mall, they've now been getting death threats towards him. So that's the other side to this. If nothing is done on their end, then what happens is there becomes, even more disjointment between the community and the police officers. And let's be clear, they are outnumbered.
Oh yeah.
Until they send other forces in, but it shouldn't have to get to that extreme for you to see that changes need to be made. Like,
hell no.
And you know what? I mean, I think about it in a deeper aspect as far as the state of Alabama, we know have racial, history, and so it's like that goes without saying. So, I mean, like a lot of people in the older generation, I just feel like they're gonna look at it like history repeating itself in some ways.
Oh, it is most definitely. Every time I see one of these, I think about a documentary that I watched on the Black Panthers, and there was this one gentleman. After they declared the Black Panthers to be a terroristic organization, that authorized them to just run up in people's houses and shoot them without having to justify anything. Mm-hmm. And this one dude who was a Black Panther, is a Black Panther, he was like, they surrounded his house or whatever, and he was really ready to go out. Like, he was like, whatever, I'm going to just release all my ammo, I'm going to do whatever I got to do. Like, if they kill me, it is what it is. Long story short, all the ammo gets out, and there's another younger guy that's with him. I think he said he was like 19, and so he told him, he said, before you walk out, you need to strip down to your boxers, because if you don't, they will say you have a gun, and they will shoot you. And so he stripped down, but the younger guy did not, and sure enough, they walked out of the house, hands up, and the first thing they yelled was, he's got a gun, and they shot him.
God damn.
Like that. So, I mean, when I think about it, I'm just like, shit, ain't changed. Ain't nothing changed. They've been doing this.
Well, I would say that, everything is correct as far as the shootings. You definitely want to you don't want to stay inside of your house, right? Mm-hmm. And how I think about it is that what are we gonna do about it exactly? Because it doesn't change. And then you look at other cultures where, you know, they've been all around the world. The Vietnamese, the people in Laos, the people in Yemen today, people in Palestine right now. When we see them being killed on television sets, right, for a decade now, in Palestine particularly, in Yemen in the last 2 years, what do we say? We are a part of that, correct?
American?
Yes, we're a part of it. If you pay
Mm.
taxes, you're paying for the bombs that are killing Yemenese children and women, right? Mm-hmm. So, what do we have to say about that? What is the big picture? Because if we don't say anything about that, and we keep, you know, going to Black Friday, going about our daily lives, then we're actually saying that it's okay, right? So, what do we do about it? You know, because I feel like if we can sit and watch people blow up people every day, and we can sit and watch that, we can sit and watch these random ass shootings like it's separate. So it's the same thing. It's the same energy taking place when you kill black, innocent black people as you consider killing innocent brown people and black people around the planet at their discretion. So we have to think about that in a world sense.
So what is your solution?
Yeah,
the solution, there really is no solution as far as that, unless you're willing to say that this should not happen anywhere. Unless you're willing to say, you know, for 1 year we're not going to do Miami Carnival, or we're not going to do CIAA, or we're not going to do something that brings millions to an area. If you're not willing to do that, then you're willing to complain. You understand? So if you're willing to do that, then they would know you're serious, because you know you're not really like he has said. Even if you go militarily against them or with guns blazing, they still have weapons that make guns irrelevant now. Like there's weapons out there that will make a gun as irrelevant as a bow and arrow. So what are you going to do with that? But I think that if it keeps happening and people are really upset for real, then why does it keep that? Everything that all the rituals, everything that happens year to year, Easter comes around, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas. Why is it that nothing really changes in that the minute? Everybody goes in like it's all good. So as long as you keep going in as it's all good, then they won't know that it's serious.
Okay, well, I would say like I don't know how maybe if we do have pressure on corporations with our money, how that could affect maybe somebody who grew up maybe in a racist household or have a preconceived notion about black people, mm-hmm. who happens to go into the police academy with that preconceived notion, regardless of how much money you spend at Best Buy or Walmart, however that individual was raised or ideals he believes in, I don't know if the money you spend at a store will change his perception of how he feels already about black people. Going into the police academy, as far as that situation comes up, and he already has in his mind from society brainwashing or society prejudice or whatever about black people or minorities, I don't know if the amount of dollars that we spend as a culture at a business will affect his outlook of us, even if we boycott whoever, because we can't control individuals, you know, people who join the police academy for whatever reason. We can't control their thought and what they think about us already. So when a situation comes up, he's not going to be thinking about the dollars you spend at a store, in a particular store. You're going to be thinking about, you know, this moment in time and or whatever the moment is or situation is, and he sees an armed black man, and with his preconceived notion, he might take action quicker than somebody else. So then I would say that, like he was saying, I think it should go to the actual policing. Policies need to be changed, or people need to be held more accountable, or something has to be done as far as that. I think as a grassroots movement.
Well, if you feel it's a mentality of the officer, then you can't change. That's not a policy change. You have to change the heart of the person, and on that level, I don't think their hearts can be changed. Really, if you look at it historically, that's not going to change. You look at Cindy Hyde Smith, that she's a congresswoman from Mississippi. Which is what she said was in the hearts of many. If today there was a public lynching of some figures, if they could do it, she said she would fine with it. Some of your so-called friends, right? So my thing is that if you're not willing to go that far, then it's not that, to me, it's not that serious as people might want it to be, unless it happens to you or yours. But if you don't change the image, like when the LGBT community saw that they were not doing the bathroom change, like I think the bathroom thing when they had that
the HC2 rule or whatever.
That
in North Carolina.
In North Carolina, they canceled the NCAA tournament, and it wouldn't come here.
And
All-Star game was canceled that year.
Mm-hmm.
So that cost them, I believe they said $50 million, something like that, just to Charlotte alone. So that's what money talks. So if we were to, we have many things around the country that black people go to, and really only we go to, that puts a lot of money into the coffers of certain cities and certain states. My thing is that if you would do it one time, I think it would work. Like when Sean Bell got shot in New York, it was around like early November, and I wanted to see the people's response to that. What would Black Friday look like in Queens? Mm-hmm. And it was rampant. I said then, I was like, you want to march, but you're gonna go shopping and put money in the pockets of the people that wouldn't march for you. So I felt like people weren't necessarily seeing the big picture. A march is not going to do it. You have to stop business as usual. And if you're not willing to do that, it's going to continue because nothing else stops it. Yeah. Policies don't change that.
Policy, and like what Joe's saying, like people don't understand. Like corporations are really afraid of us if you think about it, because we can do something that if we stop doing something, it hits them hard. Like if you can look at look at EA, or if you guys are into video games, look at EA. They're getting so much flack right now because they try to push an agenda that nobody wanted, and everybody's basically like, man, we ain't gonna buy their games or some shit like that, and their stock dropped like 6%, just like in one day like that, because it's like coming to the point where we have power, but it's like we don't realize it. If everybody can come together and be like, hey, I don't want to do that, you can pretty much like destroy these companies if you really.
This is my thing though. How does that equate to police not?
Right. But what Joe
stop doing stuff, but that's not going to stop.
But what Joe is trying to say is like, we have to start somewhere, and it's going to push a bigger message. Like if we push something, if we push an agenda, it's going to trickle down to everything else.
I don't see this. My thing. Before you start, I just want to say something real quick. See, I don't think it has to go to corporations. My solution is black people. I mean, it sounds weird to say because of how we view the police. I think more black people should possibly join the police force and patrol their own neighborhoods, and then not put it in the power of officers who are not from those neighborhoods who police it. And then, whatever the outcome is, depending on the situation, is what it is. But I think like how people said back in the day, where police officers from the neighborhood joined the force and patrol their own neighborhoods, and they were familiar with people in their community, where things like that didn't happen. So maybe that might be a possible solution. I'm not sure.
I feel like y'all. I feel like all of y'all make I think all of these are great points, and I think in combination, I think they work really well. Take Atlanta, for example. Like I have friends that live in Atlanta that come here to Charlotte, and they say that they feel more nervous around the police officers here because there's more white police officers, But when they're in Atlanta, like they're a little more free because chances are the person that's policing that area, somebody in that crowd knows them. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody went to school with them, somebody know their mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different. So I definitely think that plays a part. And I do think that finances play a part as well. As a people, black people, we spend the most money out of any other race in America. We have we don't make the most, but somehow we spend the most. Mm-hmm. So we have a very large spending power. So that does make a difference, and it does make an impact if we can organize and actually boycott, right? So how does that trickle down? Well, a part of that, corporations, they do a lot of lobbying on the Hill, right? So a lot of the bills, a lot of the things that our congressmen and congresswomen and senators and whoever, all of these bills and stuff that they come up with, most of that is coming from people who throw money at their campaigns. Those large amounts of money come from corporations and really, really rich people, right? So we obviously can't affect the really, really rich people. So corporations is where it's from. And at the end of the day, their main goal is bottom line. That's it. So if we're affecting their bottom line, then that it can trickle down into what the policymakers do. But I also do think, I understand what you say when you say changing the policy, Joe, doesn't change the heart of the people. But what it does is at least you have something to say, hey, this is what was supposed to happen and it didn't happen. They're guilty. Regardless of what they did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it gives them a different level of accountability than what they have now. Because now they just go, oh, well, they didn't do anything wrong. And somebody's dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just doesn't make sense. So I feel like, and even if it doesn't change that person's heart, at least we know now that the way, whatever that new policy is, whatever changes, okay, they're going to be punished. Yeah. What does that look like? Let's take away their pension. Let's make sure their families can't eat. Because this person's family ain't eating, probably. Especially if it's a black man. Yeah. You know?
My thing is like with the whole more black people should join the police and blah, blah, blah. When you black and you join the police, you're more blue than black. Like, that's a brotherhood. Like, they will fucking shun you and turn their backs on you if you go against the blue.
True. It's like a game.
I got homeboys that are police, and like, when these shootings happen, they, mind you, I know these niggas, yo. They like, oh, well, this is not like, no, my man, like, you still black. Like, chill out. Like, you can't be like, well, if he did this and blah, blah, like, you're going out of your way to make it, to be more blue than black. I know black people that are police that still know, hey, I'm at the end of the day, I'm still on this side. But some, they get that, they use that word brotherhood. If you down with the brotherhood and blah, blah. That's why so many, it's not just one, it's never just one cop that's, I'm just a lone wolf and I'm corrupt by myself. No, he got a partner, he got a gang of homies behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you gonna do dirty, your partner gotta do dirty because y'all together all day. You know what I'm saying? That's your partner. So like, even if you decide like I'm in here, I'm pro-black, I'm out here making sure these streets safe. Yeah, I can shoot you too and make it seem like you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be. Yeah. It's either
I'm down with.
You know what I'm saying? Like even like look at movies like and I know these movies, but look at movies like fucking
Copland.
Like a gang of the
like 999, 999.
Yeah, like that shit too. And
that was a prime example.
I just watched a joint with Tay Diggs. What is it called? River Runs Red or something like that.
I heard of it.
Nigga, that movie is on Netflix. That movie good as fuck. They killed his son on some bullshit. He's a lawyer. He's a judge, and like the partner was like, "Oh, he got a gun. Blah, 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 shot his son." You know the story, but it's basically like his partner was like, "Oh, he don't got a gun." Now they got off with it, so because and that wasn't even the first one they did because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like. So, like, the whole more black people should join the police, like, nah, because you're going to be more blue than black. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly. I don't know if that's always the case. Well,
again, as somebody who worked in the police department, I would say the main reason I did not go forward is because, like John said, many, not all, but a lot of officers do become blue. A lot of these shootings, and Freddie Gray's an example of that, they were black officers heavily involved in that. Sean Bell, 50 shots.
Mr. Scott here, I think he was shot.
There was only one white officer involved before that in that shooting. So I'm not going. That's not really the answer, in my opinion. And I've seen officers, and sometimes black officers, perhaps are more volatile in certain situations than some white officers are. In my experiences, I personally have not had a bad experiences with officers in my life. But what I'm saying is that. Being engaged with certain officers, I can see that some had the mentality that that everyone else was an enemy, even if they were your same color. But my thing is that, like Key was saying, when you are money is behind politics. When you go to the malls, I've been to many Koreatown, Chinatown, in different states, different cities. You don't see them rushing the malls in mass in certain areas. You see them in their areas, right? So my thing is, but they have great political crowd. You don't hear of, and even though Asians deal drugs and they run guns, you don't see a mistaken shooting from in their communities. My thing is that at least try. You said what? At least try. If it's serious, if everyone's serious, one time, because 80% of their profit happens between Black Friday and Christmas.
Yeah.
If we do that one time, they will get the picture. Because if you keep doing that, in my opinion, they're not going to think it's serious enough. It's going to go from one case to another.
Well, because I feel like we'll be talking in circles about this forever. I feel like everybody has good points, and I feel like all those points put together will probably help. Because I don't think one thing is going to help over the other.
Right.
I just feel like all these things can help. Like those, because all of them make sense, and they all feel like they would definitely work if they all, went together with that. I mean, I definitely do still feel like at the top of that list should be, different policies and things brought down. Because, I mean, it's like with our job. Once they put them policies down, I mean, we can all agree to this. You don't do it, you get held accountable. Yeah. It's that simple.
It's not the same with police.
No, it's not. But I'm just saying, though.
You can't. Let me tell you something. Their unions won't even allow you to do that. By the way, we don't have a real union. I'm telling you that. What are you gonna say? Oh, if you shoot somebody, you're gonna lose your pension. It's not gonna work.
I understand. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, Joe, like, they gotta do something.
We're just proposing solutions. We're not saying that's the solution. We're just proposing different things.
And understand the purpose of policing in the first place.
No, I
Once you understand what they're here for, what they've always been here for, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Is what I'm saying to you.
I get that, but
the minute we understand that, then we'll know that policies will never matter because they're doing what they're supposed. They're put in place to control black masses, period.
Well, Joe, right? When you say that just means there's no...
No. But the solution is that if we recognize that as facts, then we do something about it and whole. The policies are just what they are. They were set out to be. You understand? Like, they're talking as if they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing. They're doing just what they are supposed to be doing.
But that's the problem, though. Like, if the argument is if you change a policy, nothing's going to change, then we would never have gotten the laws that we have now. The amendments that we've had now, at one point, we didn't have the right to vote. If somebody was like, oh, well, you know what? Don't even worry about trying to get that change because we don't want them to vote anyway, so let's just keep it that way. It's a combination of things. And for them to be able to say based on the letter of the law, on how it's written, they didn't do anything wrong, that's very different from, well, it's kind of wrong based on what the law is, but there's a different interpretation. It's very different. Like, I feel like you can't just dismiss completely, like, if something changed in the policy, that at the very least, there would be a logical legal argument at the very least. And I think that starts a conversation. Because right now, it's just like, based on the law, they didn't do nothing wrong, so.
Well, wait. First of all, all due respect, you cannot confuse policies and law, right? Because you can change a policy, and if you don't change the law, policy will be ineffective. My point is that how the law is written, they're doing exactly what it was set out to do. When you talk about voting and voting rights, we fought to be able to be a part of the system of voting, maybe not making choices in voting. My thing is that nothing has really changed as far as policing is concerned.
But I'm not outside of that, the mentality of, oh, we shouldn't change it because it's doing what it's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. If that is the mentality, then we would still be where we were.
No, I didn't say we shouldn't change it. What I'm saying is, even in voting, correct, the things that are happening around the world, whether it's killing innocent people all over the planet, whoever's in office did not change. Our economic power since the 60s has gotten a lesson. So it appears this thing has got better. But person to person, what my parents made or my parents' lifestyle compared to mine, my parents had a better lifestyle. My mother didn't work her whole marriage. They had a better lifestyle back then. My thing is, we think it's better now. My argument is that it is not. Also, when you talk about not wanting, you shouldn't do something. I understand you shouldn't do anything, but the law as it's written and what police were put in place to do, they are doing what they want to do. Once you realize that that's what they're planning to do, it's not a mistake. It's not a policy mistake. That's what it's operating on. When I saw that's how they police with my own eyes, they go in a certain neighborhood. You could have people selling drugs all over Wall Street. They're never going there. When I realized that they only target certain communities, I didn't work for them. That's why I did that. What's going to happen if you go in that environment? You're going to have undercover cops. You want black officers doing undercover work that's in black communities and not going in to white communities like that. So that's why I'm saying it's not about we shouldn't do it. What I'm saying is that's not necessarily the avenue to take because you're not dealing with law now. You're just dealing with policies, and the policy of the police department and the law have to go in tandem. As long as the laws are what they are, you cannot change the policy. So
this conversation, we'll just be talking in circles about this.
Well, it's not circles. I'm telling you, but look, it's not a circle. We're actually saying, I never said that before. Like circles means I said something about the law.
No, I'm saying, but you're saying the same thing again.
No, that's not the same thing. Like the same thing again.
Did you say it earlier? Like
about the
law?
law.
Yeah, I'm saying because we're just going in circles.
But that's the first time I mentioned the law. Though. I'm talking about the law. I'm talking about the purpose of something. And if someone said that I said you shouldn't do something, I'm just saying that if you're not willing to cause some discomfort to your life, if harking back to the civil rights movement, if you're not willing to cause some discomfort to your life, you're not going to change anything. My thing is, the discomfort in this case would be, how about from Black Friday to Christmas, nobody buys anything?
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, when you talking, because you said that already. I was like, you're right. What you're saying is right, but I'm saying, like, we've been on this shit way too long.
Yeah, we got to keep it moving. What's next?
Pushing. Shit, I wasn't going to talk about Tekashi. I don't want to talk about police no more.
Let's talk about they're not making the Chevy Impala no more.
Oh, yeah.
What?
They're discontinuing the Chevy Impala.
Why?
I don't know. Everybody just going with new, more efficient cars.
Why don't they just make the Chevy Impala more efficient?
I can tell you what happened. A little bit.
It's fucking hurt right now.
Oz, do you have any insight on this?
He said, "Ooh."
Well, I saw the news, and apparently, GM is closing down some like factories or whatever.
Again,
yeah, but now, yeah, exactly. Trump was actually like, "Yo, we bailed you out, and now you guys are like, is it 14,000 people?
Vacations for the
14,000 people losing their job.
Great job.
So I guess that's also in effect with
jobs back to America.
You know.
Well, no, that's going to be blamed on Obama because that's when they got the bailout.
Exactly, they're going to.
Let's be clear, that wasn't his fault. Why did he pick up the Jack Daniels bottle like he really? Well, in other news,
hold on. Rest in peace, niggas with 25-inch rims.
No more parts for that shit.
Well, in a positive swing of justice, in my opinion, my condolences to the family, but in a positive swing of justice, can we talk about Mr. Cho, the Christian American who was killed by the tribesmen? No.
Oh yeah.
No? Okay.
You had to say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember, like, Joe, you brought this up to me like a couple days ago, and when he brought it up to me, the first thing I did was laugh. And they're like, "Oh, people are like, why are you laughing?" I'm like, "I'm laughing."
Yeah, that shit.
Go ahead and explain the story, and then I'm gonna tell you why I laughed.
Listen, here's the story. This gentleman, Mr. Cho, he is at least part Asian. He decided, or I won't say he decided, he said that the Lord had put it on his heart to bring Christianity to the tribesmen in India. Now, the laws are set so that no one is allowed to interact with these tribesmen. Apparently, they've been around for like 30,000 years. Okay, it is absolutely against the law, and they are allowed to use lethal methods to protect their island and their land. Everybody should have did that, but I'm gonna leave that alone. All of India should have thought about that shit. But long story short, he pays, and I don't know if y'all know this, but apparently they were They were talking about arresting the captain of the boat that brought him over. Yeah, they were talking about arresting him.
Yeah, because he knows better.
Yeah. As does the dude that was brought. He knows better too. He paid $25,000 to this captain to be smuggled, quote unquote, smuggled over. In the diaries,
he gonna turn down $25,000.
Who's turning down $25,000 just to take you over there?
Yeah, you wanna die?
He writes in his diary.
You wanna die?
No, they said $25,000. Yeah. So in rupees, this man was lit. Like,
He's like,
he came up.
Joe was like $25 rubies. I'm like a phone.
He came up. No, so he writes in his diary. Apparently, he tried to. He came there. He said he came there once, trying to offer them a football. This is all in his diary. He came in trying to offer a football. So Joe is dying over here, by the way, guys. So they shoot like warning arrows at him. So he leaves. He writes in his diary again. He comes back. He tries to bring them like some other gift. He's like singing Christian songs and shit. They shoot arrows at him again, warning arrows. So he leaves. He comes back the third time. The third time is when they light his ass the fuck up. Okay. Again, I will say my condolences to the family. It's always hard to lose a family member. However, and he even says, "If I die, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." Like, nigga.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. So there were a couple different takes on it. Some of the family, or some people, I won't say the family, but some people feel like some kind of action needs to be taken against the tribesmen, which I don't understand, because the law clearly states if you head this way, they have the right to kill you. So I don't get that part. The other part, and they also still have the body. Like, they're not letting anyone come and get the body.
It was
like, it's just there on the island.
They're degrading that body. I hope they are. I really hope
they fucking that body up.
Let's get this clear.
So, but then the other thing was, of course, he wanted to be a martyr to bring, you know, awareness and all this other stuff. But then, just from a normal standpoint, like, if you're a tribesman and you don't know anything about this person on your island, you don't speak the language, you don't know anything about his gestures, you don't know what the hell is in his hand, your first instinct is to shoot first and ask questions later.
So
listen.
Oh, you want to go? Cause
he about to add a fool.
How long you got? Because I actually got some backstory to this too.
No, I'm. They're white people. Stop trying to save people.
Well, he's not just white.
No, he wasn't white.
Listen.
Well, I gotta. Can I say something? In the famous words of Kevin Hart, mind your damn motherfucking business, bitch.
That's all the fucking.
So this
mind your fucking business. Stop trying to save every fucking body. Everybody's your goddamn friend, yo.
So
niggas that come to your house like, I'm gonna save you from your cable, bitch. I'm shooting the shit out you. Get the fuck out of here, yo. Stop trying to save people that don't actually save. If I don't actually help, leave me the fuck alone.
So this was the whole thing about the island itself that I guess a lot of people did not know. That island was visited years ago. Let's say back in I want to say like back in like maybe late 1800s.
They killed like half the tribe, didn't it?
Well, the tribe ended up dying off, honestly, because what happened was it was a European man. He came over and he was I don't think it might have been the early 1900s. But he was over there just like filming the tribe, like the natives, and you know, so it's just this white guy, and he's just like taking pictures of them and doing a study on them and all that. And he got them all naked and doing all type of wild, weird shit probably. So they already have a bad experience with somebody just not, you know, from the island. And then I think one of them boats came over, like a big cargo ship or some shit. Like later on. They killed everybody off of that shit. Then they went out there and took the metal. They're like, fuck it. We're going to take this metal and we're going to learn how to forge and make better weapons. Then you get to the point where the government itself, because the government was like, yo, because of whatever happened before, do not go to this island. Again, like you said, they have the right to protect themselves and protect their island any type of way.
Yep. They
can do whatever they want. You go on that island, you will be killed, and there's nothing we can do about it because we told you not to do it. Yep. It's like when you're a kid and your mama says, hey, you touch that fucking stove, you're going to get burnt. And then you do it anyway. So when Joe asked me about this, my first reaction was to laugh because it's like, you knew what the outcome was going to be.
You knew, bro.
Like, I can't feel bad for you. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't even have empathy for that. Like, nigga, you knew what it was. They told you. You tried it 3 times, and you still was like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to try it one more time. Nigga.
Cat 1 is poking a tiger. Hey. Yeah. Hey, tiger.
I don't feel like a tiger.
Real motherfucker.
Exactly. I mean, honestly.
Stop poking a fucking tiger, white people.
Let's not say white people. Let's just say white. Let's say people.
He was Christian, but he was not just white.
No,
I'm not saying him.
Oh.
But who goes around the world? I'm gonna save people.
So stop using this as a
I'm gonna rape little black babies and take Instagram pictures with them.
Your boy been waiting for this moment.
Who else? That's kind of a valid point.
It is. That's the sad part. It's a valid point
for that purpose.
You can take care of this child for 45 cents a day. Like, bitch, I didn't ask for your 45 cents. I was eating dirt and goddamn leaves.
Well, first of all, the reality of the situation is, because they've done a documentary, the reality of the situation is these children aren't actually living in poverty or any of that. They're actually being taken, like stolen from their parents, okay, and then being sold to American, usually white American families. Like they've interviewed people, and yeah, they've interviewed people. Not all of us though. They've interviewed people, and there were children who were like, "No, I was with my mom, and now I just have a new name, and I don't know why. I don't know what happened." And the parents know that the shit is shady. They know it.
Well, at the same time, some of them don't, because I remember watching one case where the family adopted a black child, and the mother actually thought it was some type of school program that she was sending her child to.
Oh yeah. That's what they tell them. Yeah, you can get them back when they turn 18.
Exactly, and then somehow like the white family picked her up and stuff like that, and got in contact with the mother, and the mother was like, "I didn't give away." They were trying to say something like, "Oh, you gave away your child," so when they actually talked to her, they're like, "Wait, that wasn't the case."
Yeah.
My baby was taken from me, essentially. Like, she didn't know where she actually was.
But they justify it because they feel like they saved somebody.
When it comes to this island, though, Mr. What was his name? Mr. Choi? Mr. Cho?
John Allen. It was C-H-A-U.
Fuck out of here.
Mr. Chow. Mr. Cho.
Chow. I don't say Chow.
Chow.
Because you know exactly what he did. He probably went to the first one like, let's take a selfie. They probably shot the shit out of him.
But I just feel like we need to, first of all, the mentality of, oh, I'm going to come and save you because your lifestyle is different. Who says that lifestyle, his lifestyle is better than theirs, number one. Number two, the idea that Christianity, regardless of how large it is the only way and the right way. Let's be, all religion is belief. It's not factual, it's belief, period. It's faith-based, it's belief. So because that person doesn't believe the same as you, that's the problem. Like, no, stay in your lane.
Bro, you can't argue with like old black women about it.
You can't. They stay in your
you
lane.
a devil.
Like,
I'm like,
if I were them, I definitely understand. Like, look at the history. All of these different countries that have been taken over under the guise of Christianity. Oh, we're going to take these savages and we're going to make them better and we're going to give them the holy quote unquote Bible when really it's just King James word, but we're not going to get on that subject. Exactly. Like, that's crazy. Like, stay in your lane, bro. If they ain't asking, stay in your lane. You ain't saving nobody.
Well, look at movies like when it's like the white teacher, like, I'm going to the ghetto.
Right. I'm going to teach these children how to write about what they feel. And they're
going to learn
But here's the thing, though. If you really want to help, to all the teachers that want to save the little black kids, if you really want to help, go and talk to them congressmen and senators that you rub elbows with and tell them stop flooding our streets with drugs. How about that part? And them illegal guns.
Stop learning how to really rock.
To a smaller degree, I would like on everybody's smaller island, the motherfucking Jehovah's Witnesses becoming a bold as fuck.
Hey, don't start on that shit.
I'm just saying. Get the fuck on for my door.
Yo, you wild.
Hey man, at least they knock and they leave when you ask them to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sure do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
My bad.
Lord, come back, bro. What's up, bro?
Y'all cool. Y'all ain't gotta keep knocking on my goddamn door, bro. I don't like this shit, bro. I'm about to Saturday morning cartoon,
You
bro.
just coming back with her, bro.
Y'all come knocking on my door, bro.
Let me hear your sermon.
Hey, bro, you better get break, bro. 44,000 break,
Hey, bro. All right, now, bro.
You want to listen to bro?
I'm in my 800 list, bro. I'm on your list.
Man, you better get on that help, bro.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Oh, man.
I had to get on it because y'all be doing this shit, bro. Y'all came in my neighborhood knocking on the door and shit. Like,
and Latter-day Saints on them damn bicycles. I told my roommate I was going to start calling the cops on them. They look suspicious.
Yeah, white t-shirt.
Yeah, white t-shirt.
Black ties. Black.
I seen that on something.
We had one play ball like with me. It was me, Step. Shout out to Step.
I saw it on World Star
But
video.
yeah, me and Step, like, they came over, they was trying to, like, yo, we was playing ball. The dude came out there and started cooking. I was like, oh, shit. He's like, I'm like, oh, shit, this dude is
like
wet with the dress shoes and I'm like, yo, this dude, you ain't tired?
I know, right? They're just like the Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, no, wait, we was like, oh, we still ain't into what you talking about.
Oh, yeah. You bought it. Church shoes.
My name is Mr. Pink.
Hey, at least they know how to join in. Shoot, they know how to blend in, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, they come in, they like, what y'all listen to? Is that Playboy Cardi?
I know you rap on every block.
Really? Like, is that Tekashi 6ix9ine?
You know who else raps on every block?
Do not talk like
God.
Jehovah.
It's real, come on over. Yeah, bro.
Just had a Reservoir Dogs outfit on, y'all.
What else we got on the docket?
I'm sorry, wait, Joe, did you want to speak on the subject?
Oh, yeah, I wanted to. How much time I got?
Oh, Lord.
We got like 10 minutes. No. Bro, you took about 30 on the last one. You got about 10, dog.
It was a topic close to my heart. Look,
shit.
I ain't talking about Dwight Howard, so I was trying to say my minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's true, he did.
I was trying to say my minutes. I could have
so
went
when
on
you think
that.
about it, it's like 5.
Yeah, I could have went on that. I said, let me save my time. See? I'm playing this all day. Anyway.
Look, man, you allocated time like annual leave right now.
I went to the EDP page, but anyway.
Nah, but he can't say shit on the next episode. Got to build his time back.
Like that.
Oh, shit. We were looking at him like, go ahead.
I was going to say about the island that yet. You know, I had a conversation about this with a devout Christian. And it's interesting to see, you know, their perspective on things.
Well, Hannah was still there. That was my man.
Basically, it's like, you know, I said that has it been proven that any time in history when someone came on and missionaries came on to indigenous peoples, did it benefit those indigenous peoples, right? So he said, what did it mean by benefit? I mean by that they didn't die.
It's okay. Save their souls.
That's what he
got to
said.
see the Lord faster.
He said they got the gospel, right?
Well,
I said,
really? But this is the thing,
they
though.
died.
What if whatever they were worshiping and whatever they believe, what if that was something, they're happy?
Yeah.
What if because at the end of the day, we don't know what happens to people when they die.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that's one of humanity's biggest sins is trying to justify other people's happiness.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, they were there for at least 60,000 years. They look straight up what they call African, whatever case may be. And
yeah, they did know.
And I was like, well, how do you know? It's all belief system. So I told him a few things, but really, when he went out across the world and tried to spread Christianity with the Crusades all over the world, they're looking for two types of black people, pretty much. The quote unquote indigenous people who are living, you know, off the land, and the high level ones where you're talking about the Moorish Empire, you're talking about Ethiopian, you know, you're talking about either the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Olmecs. So you were dealing with two stratas of people that they were really trying to get with. Now you're looking at Ethiopians, for example, and their Christianity. It's like totally different. Like you're talking about they call it Mayaphysic theology, where Christianity is about combining your divinity and your humanness, and that's it. You're not talking about it has to be you know, you have to look at this Christ outside of yourself. You're looking at the Christ within yourself, which is a totally different concept. So when I was reading about it and how they practice it, because they were the oldest.
Yeah, I think the oldest church is in Ethiopia.
The job's about to bounce. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Up in the sky.
Yeah, it's the up in the sky's out. So you trying to give her the Suge Knight hug, son?
You flying off first.
What happened?
Trying to give her the Suge Knight hug, son.
Try to get some boob in there.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you,
Keep trying. Jesus fucking. Yeah, be good.
All right.
My bad, Joe. Go ahead, man. I low key like, damn, I shouldn't even said nothing. Wild, yo, for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I find it interesting looking at the history with the Ark of the Covenant being Ethiopia, with the history with like Kia said, they were the second nation in history to claim Christianity as a state religion, This is like in 331 AD. So we've been in a game with Christianity a long time. We just had a different version, and what the version they fed us and most of our grandparents was another type of Christianity.
Right.
But not to be confused that they came up with it though.
Right. Yeah, like I feel like people need to understand though. Like I feel like religion kind of like started from one thing and just kind of spawned off. Everybody kind of made their own kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like if you look at the story of like Greek gods or whatever.
Yeah.
Like literally, if you look at Hercules and Zeus, Hercules is the son of Zeus, kind of like Jesus and God.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? It's literally the same story. Like Hercules was birthed by a human mother, but not physically by Zeus. You know what I'm saying? Same thing.
I had that conversation with somebody who was a devout Christian, right? Mm-hmm. And they just had nothing to say. Like, you do know that Greek mythology, the Greeks were there before that.
I mean, it's not even that. You have Zoroastrianism, which is the exact same story with different.
It's the same thing.
And it's funny, like the tree of life is in how many of these stories? Exactly. Think about that.
And I told people like
it's in a lot of
it's just guidelines.
Even if you look at the like Norse mythology, which is even like
older.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had a tree of life, and the Yggdrasils, which is like some dragon or something, would like eat the bottom of the tree and like gain its knowledge or some shit. I don't remember. I don't know exactly, but it's like even that old. There was a tree of life. It had to start from somewhere. I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, my thing is okay. You said Norse. You said Greek, but you're still dealing with the Kemetic Egyptian philosophy, which is where the Church of Ethiopia gets their foundation from.
Yeah, and
when you're talking about Christos and Christ, or you're talking about elevating your own Christos power, which is within you, which is in every human being.
Exactly.
Not one sent to all, but we may explain it. Son of Man is everybody who came down, who's here on this planet, indigenously, right? So it's just interesting that you're talking about 8,000, 10,000 years ago was already in existence.
Yeah.
And now, just very recent, like the Greeks were 8,000 years after that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they started it. I'm just saying, like, regardless, the same stories have been told throughout history. They just changed in their own to make kind of like their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
But at least the Ethiopian church.
Yeah, I'm not.
And the older Kemetic tradition is more in line than.
Yeah, because it would be older. You know what I'm saying? Because it would be older. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like in general, like all these religions, regardless, had to come from somewhere.
Yes.
Just in general.
I think religion has been. I mean, I'm gonna have to use the term perverted through the years to fit individual agendas, agendas of an organization more than saving people's souls.
What's a more powerful way to control people than to tell them you're gonna burn in hell?
It's an early form of government. Early form of government.
Come on now.
I mean, look at our government. Our government spawns from Christianity.
Exactly. We supposed to have separation of church and state.
Exactly.
But we use our one nation under God, which is a religious reference. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
So, you gotta find a way to scare people. Yeah. If you fear God, there you go. That's automatically, oh shit, I'm gonna go to hell if I don't do what they tell me to do.
And one of the main aspects of religion is to follow it in question and don't even challenge it.
That's the crazy.
Which I don't think that's a main aspect of religion. I think
I'm saying one of them.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. I just don't think.
At least for us.
I think that's something that's been imposed, but I don't think that that's the because when you. From the text that I've read, it's always been you need to study for yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's always that motif of study for yourself. Make sure you understand, have that personal walk yourself. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the funny thing.
But people don't do that.
It's like, because I would say they preach that in the church. They don't preach that in the church per se. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've heard people say it, but here's the thing: people are lazy. Like it's so easy to sit. And I can only speak from my point of view. So being in Christianity, people will sit in the pews, quote unquote, and they'll listen to whatever the pastor say, and whatever the pastor say, that's it. Well, pastor said this and pastor said that. I'm like, but it literally says this.
And because like, guess what? Whatever the pastor's saying is the pastor's interpretation of the word.
Exactly.
Not yours.
Yeah, but you know what? What's your alternative though? Like some people would say, okay, if you want to eviscerate Christianity as we've been taught it, what do you know about your other religions that you practice? What's your alternative? And do we need one? And do we?
Yeah, that's what I say. Do we?
I don't know that I don't think you need one, but I think that it's so for human beings, what we do usually, if we don't understand something, we can't explain it, then we make it mystic, right? Before we understood why it rained, we thought that you know, you had to pray to the gods for it. In Texas, they still do. We gonna leave that where it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when you can't understand, or I saw this picture, prime example, there was this picture, it's like the Gulf in, oh my gosh, it's like there's a point in the Gulf where it's seawater and fresh water that meets, right? Yeah. But they don't actually mix because of the compound. So someone took a picture. It was like on Facebook, and they were like, "Yeah, it's like dirty." They were like, "Yeah." They were like, "Oh, look at God. He keeps the water."
Oh,
separate.
yeah, I saw
that. Right? So I would. You know, a lot of people was like, you know, what I'm saying, like they were cracking jokes, but the truth of the matter is, whoever this is, they didn't understand like, what was actually happening, and yeah, it is science, and I'm like. So I'm like, okay, well, on a molecular level, like maybe there was some divine intervention way long time ago that created these kinds of water, but it was a long, long time ago. Like I feel like now it's just that's salt water and fresh water, and they don't mix.
At the same time, it goes even deeper though, because remember, science is also a belief in general. Because
that's true.
We explain
that haven't been
it's only disproven
yet.
Exactly, exactly. Until it's because like how many times have science discovered something, then oh shit, we were wrong about that. It's still a belief. Regardless, whether if you're religious or not,
Kyrie still.
We don't know if like you're religious or not. We still don't know anything about this universe.
You're right.
We still don't know anything.
I think what religion does is it tries to fill in the gaps of things that science can't prove.
Yeah.
Basically, and what science does is it tries to prove what it can at the most.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and that's it. It's like two warring factions. They fight for the same.
Humanity done got so crazy, we done turned science into another religion with Scientology is in the name.
Bro, we not gonna get into that. Leave that alone.
No, I ain't gonna get into that. I'm gonna say one thing.
I ain't saying none of that.
I'm gonna say one thing.
You got 10 words.
I'm gonna say one thing.
You got 10 words.
I'm gonna say it has about 5 syllables though.
Come on. Tell me when you're ready to start.
All right, right now.
All right, go.
Hold on. I got 2 minutes.
You already used 5 words.
Don't
All right. I'm gonna ask everybody. All right,
just a quick summary.
Talk about science, right?
Yeah.
All right. Does the sun emit heat?
Of course.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
It does not.
Radiation.
It's chemiluminescent. No, it doesn't emit any heat. Once the sunlight reaches the planet Earth, the gases on Earth heat the sun, but it doesn't emit any heat. Is space hot?
Terrell, don't say shit.
Is space hot or cold?
What you about to say?
Space is cold, but when you get closer to the sun, you do burn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But space is cold, right?
Yeah, of course.
So if the sun emitted heat, wouldn't space be hot?
Let Terrell say
something. But it
sounds like a question.
All right, so how that works is the rays or radiation from the sun, when it reaches a certain point near you, the molecules in the air, when they move fast.
There's no air, bro.
Huh?
Space.
Well, space, you know.
But he's talking about here.
On Earth, the molecules in the air, they move really fast. They have a reactive state to the rays from the sun.
Terrell, I did not expect this from you.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna be born.
But if you think about it, like
this nigga said it.
But Joe is right though, because here's the thing: heat is just the trade-off of energy. It's just I ain't gonna start this shit.
Look what you started.
It's the kinetic energy of
molecules.
That's right.
The molecules move really
You know what? Fuck this. You know what? Now I am gonna talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine.
When it's cold,
hey man, we gotta show that
we're super slow.
That's what your ass get.
We gotta show that we smart too.
Molecules move really slow when it's cold.
Fuck that.
See that?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's
shit.
Yeah.
All right, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Let's bring it all the way down. Hold on.
Damn. We gotta dumb this shit all the way the fuck down, yo. God.
You know it's real when Terrell come in with
yes.
Come on now.
You fucked it up. I was waiting for you to say some silly shit. Like, yes, thank you. You said some silly shit.
I think the only thing that would have made it better is if you were like, you know, the rays, bruh.
Hey, Terrell would be like Dave Chappelle when he was Lil Jon. He'd be like, yeah, okay. Then he say some old smart shit.
Then he gets real quiet like, damn it, he know what he's talking about. God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, I didn't want to talk about Tekashi, but I'm gonna talk about Tekashi real quick because I feel like somebody has to talk about it. Tekashi 6ix9ine, for people who don't know him, if you don't know him, then you're a fucking weirdo. He is a rapper who I personally do not think is good. I don't think he's good, but people like him. You know what I'm saying? People like him. He's from where's he from, Joe?
Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know much about that area. I mean, can you give us a quick rundown? Like, is it the hood out there? Is it good, bad? What is it?
Remember the episode of Power?
I don't watch that show.
No? Okay, never mind. Bushwick is a part of Brooklyn where it's heavily Hispanic. There's some blacks, brownstones, some projects, private homes.
It's okay.
Basically, it's a
diverse area.
It's diverse economically and as far as racially diverse, especially now. Basically, it's like if you wanted that action, you can find it.
But
if you just want to be a good guy, you can be a good guy.
Okay.
So it's like that. That's Bushwick.
It's almost like Charlotte.
Yeah.
For the most part, like you can either be in some street shit or you could be in some regular shit, but still be in the hood.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about nobody fucking with you.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
definitely like that.
Tekashi 6ix9ine has, I want to say for the past year, because he only been out for like a year, has had this meteoric like rise. I mean, I don't know what the fuck happened. I just remember the first song I ever heard of was that Gummo, and I was like, "Shut up, bro." All I remember, we'll get to that in a minute. So I just remember I was like, "Yo, who the fuck is this dude?" And I was like, "All right, he's not my type of rapper. I mean, I listen to some new rap. I just can't really get to him. He's just, I don't know, something about him. He has been known to, he's more known for his antics than his rap, it seems like. Like, beefing with this person, I remember, fighting people, and he tried to crowd surf one time, and everybody moved out the way, and he fell. Y'all remember that shit? Yeah, that shit was hilarious. But fighting people, getting to fights in like LAX airport, like at arrivals and shit. He is dying right now.
I just imagine his little body with his colorful
So he was like,
he's like, boom, with
the sticky and he fell off.
That's hilarious.
Jumped off the stage, and everybody was like, "Fuck out of here, bro! We ain't with that blicky sticky."
I'm dying.
So he's also known to like beef. Like he's supposed to be a blood rapper. At one point in time, he was a Crip. Now he's blood.
Okay, all right.
Treyway blood.
Is that how that works?
No, that's definitely not.
Okay,
well, that's how it works for these new niggas now. I guess. Like back in the day, if you Crip, you Crip.
Yeah.
Or you did. Like
pretty much.
Just confused.
No switching sides.
Exactly. So he been beefing with blood dudes out there in LA, like real fucking gangsters. He beefed with Jay Prince's son, which actually it was weird because it wasn't truly a beef. It was just a misunderstanding of some shit.
Is that the same guy that J. Cole did his diss track towards as well, or is that a different person?
Nah, that's something like that.
Oh, okay.
You talking about toward Jay Prince's son?
No, towards Tekashi.
No, it was he didn't do a diss track. He was just saying like, "Yo,
That was
people, like I forgot who it was, but it was like, yo,
the young kid from Miami.
That was was it Peep or Lil Xan or one of them? Wasn't it?
I don't know, somebody like that.
One of them little drug
whatever.
I can't
let's fast forward until now.
2018.
2018, he's had a good year. I'm not gonna lie, Tekashi had a good year. I mean, again, I don't listen to his music, but he had a good year. He's been making money, doing shows. Kids love him. He ends up on the Breakfast Club at one point in time. And shout out to Charlamagne. He says, he basically kind of like, yo, you might want to chill with the antics. Like, there's only like two things that can happen. Either you're gonna be dead or you're gonna be in jail. Cool. He's laughing at it. It's like whatever. And this is a little side note about Tekashi. He's not dumb. Like, people think he's stupid. Mm-hmm. He's not stupid at all. Like, he's very intelligent. Mm-hmm. Extremely intelligent. And from what I've also been told, he's a nice guy. Like, he's not even, like, really about that gangster shit like you really think he is.
But one thing I will say,
guy.
Even with the Charlamagne thing, to piggyback off that, he was, like, when Charlamagne was telling him, like, you need to calm down. Not long after that is when Triple X got killed. And that's when, the first interview, and that's when he kind of, like, was like, yeah, maybe I do need to chill out with that shit. But it didn't last long. He went back to his antics. Then he started beefing with Chicago rappers who really about their life. Like,
exactly.
Chief, that's when he was so-called on Old Block at 10 in the afternoon, and he was really like 4 in the morning, but that's a whole nother.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So, again, everybody's been reaching out to this young man, telling him, like, yo, you got to chill out. Yeah, Fat Joe's talking to him. Charlamagne's talking to him. Yeah. Everybody's been talking to him, like, yo, you might want to chill out because it's like, yo, obviously people fuck with your music. All the antics, all the, like, trolling, because he trolls. Like, he don't even be really about that shit. He be trolling everybody, like, yo, you don't have to do that. Your music is good enough where people won't fuck with you. Fast forward to what, like maybe a week ago?
About a week ago.
Yeah. Shut up.
He in jail too?
Yes, he's now in jail. So I don't know what the fuck really happened. I guess from bits and pieces, it's saying that the FBI, feds, federal government, who I actually work for, why you bullshitting, were basically wiretapping, watching them, all that shit for a long time. And not because of it's really just him. I believe what they're trying to do is get everybody he's involved with. Because he's involved with Treyway and all them niggas. And I guess that's a blood set or some shit.
Yeah.
Like the producer guy?
I don't know if that's the producer.
That's just
that's like the name of
the
a record
producer
company.
named Treyway. Trey Record. Trevor's a producer.
It's a blood set. I'm not sure.
It's also a blood
okay.
set, which
okay.
is not related.
I don't want to put them affiliated together because I don't, Treyway is under investigation now.
Yeah, allegedly.
Right.
Let's put it that way. Everything's allegedly. So, yeah. So, they finally got this dude, and the crazy part, before they got him, he goes on the Breakfast Club again, and he tells Charlamagne, like, yo, everything you said that was going to happen has happened. Like, all this fuck shit is happening. He done fired everybody from his team, all that shit, try to distance himself the furthest he can, denounced his game, and all that shit.
Which was a judge order, too. He had to denounce him because the judge told him he couldn't mention him in social media on his raps, too.
Well,
I
think he like fully denounced him now. Like before then,
if he's going to jail, that's not smart.
Exactly. We're gonna get to that in a second.
I just watched 3 seasons of a prison documentary, and you need a gang. That's what I heard.
Exactly. So, lo and behold, they finally get him, and this nigga is facing life.
Jesus.
Oh, football
Maybe
numbers.
a teenager?
21, 22.
Oh, okay.
But he facing football numbers. Because I want to give people this backstory on this bullshit.
His rainbow hair ain't gonna work in jail. Bro.
It's not.
So he done already denounced himself. Like the feds, when they came and got him, they got him almost like we saving you. Because once you denounce your gang, his gang then said, "Oh, he denounced us. We gonna violate." Like,
no, not violate. They said they was gonna super violate.
Yeah,
that was like they said they was gonna super violate.
Let's get this right.
Yeah.
No, that was actually in a text from the wiretap. Like they said they was gonna super violate him. Like,
meaning, nigga, we probably gonna kill you.
They already kidnapped him, though,
No. Not by his gang.
He was kidnapped by somebody else.
Yeah, but it was by somebody else, which, I mean, I don't know if that was true or not, honestly. That might not even be true. I mean, that might not be true, because he's always been up for them antics.
I mean, y'all ain't see Biggie and Tupac get shot. Like, let's let y'all just stop. Like, just stop, people.
Karma is a bitch.
So
he a young nigga,
Yeah, but like he shouldn't have been saying.
he gets locked up. They allowed no fucking bail. They denied that shit
immediately.
Like his lawyer was like, "Yo, we will give," because I think he has like maybe $1 million or some change.
Like 1.7 million.
Yeah, it's like, "Yo, we'll give you all that money in his bank if you give him bail." Judge was like, "Yo, suck my dick. I'm not giving him no bail." Like he is fucked. Didn't they put him in General Pop in Brooklyn, like in the
Rikers.
That's so fucked up.
Oh, they trying to make an example, like word.
Yeah, they trying to get him to turn.
What's up? Because they looking like, yeah, who do you have now? Mm-hmm. So they about to try to get this man to turn. So this is the biggest thing. A lot of people, and I saw like Breakfast Club even said it too, like, do y'all feel bad for him and all that? Like Charlamagne's like, no, I don't feel bad for him. Envy, which I'm starting to think like, yo, he got a lot of hoe tendencies. DJ Envy acts like a hoe sometimes. Because because he said some real, I feel bad for him because, he was a young kid and he's on a rise. And then I'm like, but it sounds like you're almost co-signing his fuck shit that he was doing, son. Like, he did fuck shit. I can't feel bad for you. You put this energy in the world. You reap what you sow. It's that simple. I can't feel bad for you. I'm sorry. People be like, well, what if it was your brother? My brother went to jail. I didn't feel bad for him to go to jail. He put out that energy. I'm sorry. You put out a certain energy. Like, I'm not going to say I'm squeaky clean. I did shit too, but I knew when to stop. Like, I wasn't just doing shit just to be doing it. Tekashi was out here just trolling just to be trolling, yo. Like, you don't go around, I'm in Chicago on Old Block. I'm about to, or he out here trying to, like, set hits to get people killed. Because they actually got him on the phone recorded saying, like, yo, trying to get people killed.
Said he got 30 on his head. Who won it?
Exactly. Like, bro, you put out this type of energy, so you get what you like you get what you kind of deserve right now.
I'm of the person who believes that if you ain't never killed nobody, you shouldn't be putting hits on nobody. That's my personal belief.
So that, and that's what people say because they're like, oh, he's such a good kid. I'm like, but you could be a good person, but be around a bunch of ain't shit motherfuckers. Like, you supposed to be the money train because that's all it was for him.
I don't think I understand where what's
Envy.
DJ Envy was coming from in the sense of this is a very young person, so his life is gone. Like, it's a wrap. It's no matter what. Like, even if he does turn into a rat or whatever.
Oh, he's
like,
going to.
When he gets to it's a wrap. Like, it's a wrap. They're going to tear him apart in jail, all because he was doing stupid shit that he was warned about. Absolutely, he was warned about.
Multiple times.
He was, but it still doesn't change the fact that there's a young life that's
very true.
So I can understand it from that point of view.
You can have empathy.
You can have empathy and still say, well, you're getting what you deserve. I don't think the two have to be mutually exclusive.
Yeah, kids nowadays is just like getting this thing in the head is like they untouchable. I don't know.
My biggest question is
why.
Let's just say he does snitch on the whole gang and they might have committed murders, whatever, allegedly, and he goes into witness protection. Where the fuck is a rainbow haired nigga with tattoos on his face gonna go?
All witness protection is nothing but say. That's it. So you just on lockdown.
No, I'm talking about if he gets out.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course they would have to cut that shit. Like
yeah, he gonna have to get some shit removed, all type of shit. He's done.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
My thing, and like I said, I don't want people to think I'm being cold-hearted about it. I'm truly not, because I don't wish jail on anybody. But I'm a firm believer in if you do the crimes, you do the time. Simple as that. If I do some fuck shit, I don't want to hear none of y'all say free Sean. I'm sorry. I knew what I was getting myself into. I can't sit there and be like, oh man, y'all ain't saying free me, bruh. Well, like, well, nigga, you was doing crime, so you knew what the outcome could be. Yeah. Either you was gonna die or go to jail, or maybe you might get away with it, but you know what it is. Exactly. Or you can go to jail, get raped, and die.
Oh, okay.
Now let's say he's
exactly. That's a big option.
He never committed any crime. He might have been trolling, talking shit online, but he never actually was seen committing a crime. Yeah. I'm just saying, hypothetically. Yeah. So let's say that he associated with a gang who was really committing crimes. He was using them as clout for as being a rapper.
That's a crime too.
Oh, that's what they got him.
That's what they got him for.
That's what they got
for racketeering.
Yeah, that's
they
a law that was
Rico,
broken.
basically the Bobby Smurf.
And that's what I feel like. I mean, because at the end of the day, he truly wasn't committing no crimes. Like he wasn't doing shit. But he was doing so much bullshit and putting out so much of that bad energy. It's almost hard to feel bad for him. Like you can't feel bad when you wanted that tough guy shit. Like me and the Jai, we say this every time. Everybody wants to be a tough guy until real tough guys show up.
But he was a money man.
Exactly.
Saying he put hits out on people, which he really can't say was a joke. It's hard to say.
No, you can't say that. Once they got you on camera, that's hard to be like, oh, just playing.
Exactly.
And apparently he was planning a trip to Atlantic City, which the feds heard on the wiretap that the people in question were going to kill him there. Yeah. So he would have been dead.
He would have been.
Anyway.
So I'm glad that they got him.
He was going to die, I believe.
Nah, I would rather, honestly, if you give me a choice of being dead or being in jail, I'd probably rather be in jail.
Right, in his shoes in jail? I don't know.
He was in a tough place because before he got locked up, the feds
once he turned, they're gonna put him. They're not gonna put him in general population.
No, but
so he'll be all right.
But not general population. He's still gonna be locked away. Like
he won't be with gangs. Like he won't be with gangs.
Like they can't get to you.
But here's why he was in a tough place though. Because before he got locked up, like you said, the feds knew that his gang was putting a hit out on him. They offered him protection.
Yeah.
How you gonna be a gangster rapper and you got federal protection?
Yeah, so
you can't work both ways.
I mean, well, his gangster card was revoked when he denounced the gang. Like it was a wrap right after that. I don't even understand
his
how
card was,
he went from crypto
he had the hair,
and whoever let him into the Bloods.
Look, they let him into the Bloods because they knew he was the money.
Yeah, he the money.
Bring money to the gang. Yeah. But once he denounced him and he's the meal ticket, then
because isn't it on Trade Records though?
Yeah.
He's on that label, right?
They dropped him like a hot pocket.
He probably gonna leave them and go sign with a major.
Well, because he fired everybody he left anyway, so it didn't really matter. So
yeah, he was gonna leave there and probably go to a major label because he was the hottest young rapper coming up right now. He had a huge following. He has a huge following. You know what I'm saying? Sad to say, but it's true.
Got the sticky eye.
He did a song with Nicki Minaj. I mean, he's
that Fifi.
Yeah,
that's the one song I kind of like.
Yeah, I like that.
That's all right. I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't like the whole how he's looking at ice cream cone on the video. That was.
I mean, I didn't watch it.
That might come in handy.
Apparently it was.
Tekashi 68, I owe you one.
You gonna be there about
They'll make him like, yeah, see
You
what
gonna
you
really
ice
be
cream come out
Tekashi
of
69 right now.
Yeah.
You do 69.
Tekashi 69, yo.
Because in Rikers, the going rate is if you're awaiting trial and you either can't make bail or bail's been revoked, it's 4 years.
Oh,
They said he probably won't.
Let's put it this way.
Till next summer.
Let's put it this way.
4 years for nothing to be improved.
Generally, if somebody goes in there, they can't
Once
make
the
bail.
feds get on you,
Like Anthony, like I said.
Well, it's not a mandatory time, but how long does it take the case
but
to get
this
there?
is different.
The Lee Browder case.
But that wasn't feds. These are feds. Feds have a 97% conviction rate.
Yeah, because when they get your ass, they got your ass.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's different. Like if it was just like city or state, then he might be able to like, all right, he might be able to.
When feds make
He
their
might flip
case,
some shit or
they've
something.
been watching.
And not only that, they gave him a warning like, we'll help you, we'll protect you, and you turn this down. Now we really gonna come.
It's like it's always like
you
you turn them motherfuckers down,
right?
And they go in.
You free game like they don't.
They gonna make you.
Exactly.
We gonna get you,
Free game,
motherfucker. Like you don't
Pretty
try and
much.
run from the feds, man. They'll get you.
It's not even a run. Like nigga, once
Can't
the
run.
feds start, all right, man. What y'all need?
Hey, listen,
What else can I do? Fuck it, because there's nothing else I can do.
So let me ask your opinion. We don't know the details of what he's saying or what's going on. Do you think if it's a lot of time that's being proposed to him, that he'll flip?
Yes.
I think he
Well, why
flipped.
wouldn't he?
With the threat of death, if
Well,
they're offering him
how about
protection
this?
in prison, he'll
Why
like,
protect the gang that already said they gonna kill
you, bro?
Exactly.
You have. What's the point? There is no win-win situation in that
You've
one.
seen a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's between a rock hard dick and a hard place.
Literally.
Damn,
Yeah, literally.
Damn, G.
Son, he
Feel
feel
like that.
Son, like they said on Stir Crazy. You better get tough, Jack. You don't get tough, you gonna get fucked. That's what he said. Yo, he was like, "What are you doing?" He like, "I'm getting tough." You get tough, Jack. He's like, "Yo, you don't get bad. You gonna get fucked." He's like, "Oh, what?" He's like, "Yeah, we bad motherfucker." Like, nigga, you gonna get fucked.
Hey, that nigga Tekashi, he gonna go in looking like Wiz Khalifa, then come out looking like Wiz Khalifa after he started pumping. Like the old Wiz Khalifa, the new Wiz Khalifa. That's how he gonna look, bro.
He gonna go in looking like he looking now, and he gonna come out looking like motherfucking Caitlyn Jenner.
Ah, damn, bro. I'm
Like for real, they gonna make it. Son,
I would say he gonna
you know what?
to get swole.
Nah, bro, he ain't gonna get swole because he's been out here telling people, "Yo,
I
suck
about to say,
my
first
dick"
of
and all
all,
that.
if they turn him into
They gonna make him a
sissy,
bitch.
he's not gonna be allowed to build. He gotta be feminine.
Yo, he gonna be a bitch.
You don't have to bill for that.
He don't. He's small. He's a small dude, dog.
He already starting.
Exactly. Like, son, he been out here telling people suck my dick and all that. They like, yo, we gonna really show you how to suck dick. Like, what's up?
This is like giving me anxiety. Jesus.
Real talk. Like, you know, look, this should be a cautionary tale for all y'all wanna be
like,
thugs.
I know right now he's sitting there like, bruh, I should have just said no. Like, it's like that, you know, when you about to get the ass whooping of all ass whooping from your parent, and you think back like, I should have never made this decision right here. I feel like that's
he never had that thought process.
Look,
at all.
He's in that situation,
talk to him.
but he's getting the ass whooping and then get fucked in the ass.
Oh God.
That I mean,
He should have just left
it's
it
getting
when he
work.
had the chance.
There is no
he was already
good
a
situation.
celebrity, man.
So I got a
That's all he
question.
had to do.
So let's say he gets out, he snitches or whatever.
He ain't gonna get out.
I'm just saying, hypothetically. Let's just say he gets out. He snitches, everybody know. Can he resume his rap career with
No,
these new niggas?
yeah, actually, no.
For our generation, no.
He
I'm
can't.
talking about these new niggas.
Yeah, these new niggas don't care.
Oh.
They'll be like, he had to do what he had to do, bro.
Right.
The feds were on him. I love Tekashi 69. He's my nigger. Like,
Actually,
that's how they are.
It might be the opposite. Tekashi 69 is a bitch.
No, they won't. No, they
Our
won't.
generation look at him like
Yes, I was saying people my age and up, yeah, but all these new niggas, they don't
That's
care about
Joe
no
Budden
clout.
talking about. Shout out to
New
Joe
niggas
Budden
don't
on
give a
his
fuck about
podcast.
no like real street clout right now.
Trend followers.
Like they don't care about that shit. That's why like fake gangsters are really running the rap game right now.
That's why he's in the situation he's in.
But that's what I'm saying though.
Real gangsters is in a community. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, shout out to Nipsey, who be out here slapping niggas for real. That nigga be ready to fight at all
Oh, yeah, I think
times.
I
I was
seen
just
that
talking
shit
about the great
on.
things he does.
No, I'm saying, but he a real gangster because that nigga
No,
really
he
be
is.
snapped, like he slap
Fresh out
niggas.
Stockton.
Them niggas at that basketball game. What game was it? I think it was the LA game with Chris Paul and Rondo. You saw Nipsey in the back. He pulled up his pants like he ready to bang. I was like, nigga, you don't even play for these motherfuckers. You ain't even on the team. Like, what you doing back there?
Know somebody.
Like, he like, fuck that shit, cuz. Like, fuck that shit, cuz. I'm about to go ahead and fuck this nigga up, cuz. Like,
The thing
damn.
about Tekashi,
Calm down.
though, I mean, I guess
You
if
look like
you
a
a
crook
fake
right now,
rap,
too.
huh?
You look like a crook right now with that damn shirt on.
Hey, cuz, hey.
40 low.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, the one thing about Tekashi though, if you want to be a fake wannabe gangster rapper, whatever you want to be, and you beef with other fake wannabe rappers, that's fine. He beefing with real gangsters. Like these niggas really like YG and them niggas is certified.
Oh yeah, YG like he known for beat. Look, any nigga that runs around in jorts, a fucking flannel shirt,
Niggas say jorts.
and no, I'm being serious. And
I know
fucking dress shoes.
This is the name of the jorts.
Like that nigga don't give a fuck. He out here like
he wore that to provoke somebody. Like say
like,
something.
He looking like hell yeah, blood.
Say
I'll
something.
fuck you up, blood. It's like he really about that action. Like yo,
Just
I
say
will fuck
something.
you up.
Yeah.
Real life.
Tekashi was beefing with niggas like with him, the game, a bunch of essays and
He's
shit.
keeping them the
Police
real
officers,
gangsters. Like,
like-
I mean, I'm not a Chief Keef fan, but them niggas really from O Block and they get down. I mean,
Exactly. Like I'm sorry.
These niggas is real
Going to
gangsters.
jail might be the best thing for him, honestly, because he was gonna get killed.
He gonna
The
be
way
in
he
jail.
was headed, it was
Somebody was
bad
gonna kill him.
construction.
Someone was going to kill
They
him.
gonna see him in
Now
jail.
all he has to worry about is ducking and dodging semen. Okay. Look,
I feel like I'm an expert now. But they say once they close them doors, it's a wrap. What happens behind them?
oh, you talking about in jail?
Yep.
I mean, because I know some niggas that went to prison.
It's a wrap.
I mean, I know some niggas that went to prison and they never
got.
got tried and they never fucked nobody. Like some people just
Yeah, but his profile, come on, bro.
he gonna have to be friends with somebody.
They gonna be
See,
fine.
See, here's the thing though. I think for him being a celebrity in jail, niggas gonna want to crack them cheeks so they can be the first one. Yeah, bro.
They gonna be like, I like your
Tekashi
hair.
booty cherry
Now,
cheese.
I like your hair, Tekashi.
They gonna be like, yo, what's up, Shane? Nah, you good. Come here, Shane. Nah, you good. You know what I'm saying?
You do that too well, bro. You do that too well, bro.
You fucking with Trey, what you say?
You gonna tread my way?
Yeah, he gonna be like, yo, nah. I'm just saying, you know, if anything you need, my G, I got you.
About to tread
I
my
got
way.
you,
And
son.
his gonna be like, hey,
I got you.
appreciate
You need
that.
cigarettes? I got you. You need some masks? I got you. Honey ones? I got you.
Then the moment he borrows some
But
toilet
I'm
tissue,
just saying, I'm gonna need some favors.
Hey, you remember that?
Y'all act like y'all.
That's
I
like
have
that,
family members that went to jail. Like
No,
this
listen.
shit happens, son.
Yeah.
What he was saying, y'all remember that movie, that Chris Tucker movie, where he was in jail with Phase on Love and he kept talking to him, grabbing his leg and shit?
Nigga came out of his shirt, yeah.
Was that Money Talk?
Yeah. That's how he gonna be when he talk to him like that.
Like he grabbed you like that?
Yeah. He got you like that.
Like this?
Yo, I'm telling you, it's like Tekashi nigga. I'm like,
Damn,
yo.
Tekashi.
So you got that song Gummo, right?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it.
Okay, they come.
What's up with them gums, yo? Like, what do you mean? He said, yo, my dick real stiffy, yo.
Nah, bro, they gonna play that come on, bro.
Exactly, gonna play that Gummo, son.
Oh.
Dick real stiffy, yo.
Come on is the homosexual version of his hit
Yes,
song.
there's
Gummo.
actually
Like,
a
they have
song.
on
No, there
YouTube.
is actually a song called
I am
Gummo.
praying for
And that
you.
dude's like, yo, dick real stiffy, yeah.
What?
Booty hole 50 cocks. I was like, yo, this shit is
That's a lot
gay.
to fit in one hole.
Exactly.
Either
Niggas like,
hole.
gay,
They
gay.
gonna figure it out.
I would tell you, look, I would tell you to find that shit real quick.
Yeah,
they
there
hear
is
it, but
somebody
it's
just
all-
randomly made it though.
Yo, it's wild, yo.
It's a parody.
It's a parody. It's
parody.
wild. Because I remember somebody was like, yo, at first, when I first heard this shit, they was like, yo, Tekashi's song is gay as fuck. I was like, what? So I'm listening to it because it's still Tekashi's video. And it was just somebody ad-libbing and shit. I was like, I laughed my ass off. Like, yo, this shit is wild.
Hey, he could not let that go, bro. He was laughing about that shit for a long time.
For like a month. Because that shit was so
That was the
funny.
funniest thing ever. You know.
Yes. It's hilarious. Because I'm like, it's hilarious to me because I'm like, this sound like some shit that Tekashi would put out. Because
I ain't gonna lie.
the sad part
It's a
is,
clever-ass parody. It's-
the fucking parody sounds better than a fucking regular
I
song.
ain't gonna
It'd be
lie.
like that.
Yep. So I'm telling you, yo, niggas gonna be like, yo, what's up with them gums, yo? They're like, what's up, my G? Like, yo, you said you got the stiffy up? Like, what's up? Like, they gonna try him.
One of the key lines in that song, like from the real song, he was like, click full of killers, I'm a killer too, or some shit like that. He said, I'm like, bro, you ain't
No,
really-
you're not.
Stop.
Just cut it out.
That's unfortunate.
Anything else on the docket?
Yeah, I was about to say, shout out to Queen Miss Stacey Abrams. A wonderful concession speech. I thought it was really powerful, mainly because even though she has conceded, she still hasn't dropped her lawsuits. So she's still fighting against the voter suppression in Georgia, and that was the message that she sent to her constituents, right? So obviously the argument, especially among younger people, is, well, we don't vote because our vote doesn't count, and things like this do nothing but prove that, right? But she was like, no, because you got out here and you did these things, and we see that, you know, the numbers don't show what actually showed up at the polls, this is more reason for us to take, you know, these things to court. So she's using her lawyers, and she's taking I don't think it's him in particular, I think it's the state. Just to get like to get some things, some laws changed on the books and things of that nature. For example, if you're, and I don't know how this went unnoticed, but you can't be, is it secretary? Who's over counting the votes? What's the name of it? I feel like you know this, Joe.
Oh, word, Joe, you don't know this shit?
What's the position when you're counting the votes?
You know what's it called?
I was waiting for Joe to be on, like, I got this
roll call operator.
I'm about to teach these devils.
Governor of elections? Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, okay. So the incumbent was also the governor of elections. Conflict of interest. Of course, they trust people to not do that, but why would you? So yeah, they're just working on getting those kinds of things changed and making sure that they can't put in those voter suppression laws that they have. So yeah, keep fighting, man. Like, shout out to Stacey.
Well, I got two things I want to say about that. First, is she going to run for re-election?
She should.
I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know. I think it would be dope, but I also think, like, I could understand if she didn't. I couldn't imagine the amount of death threat. Like, there was actually a small... what one white man said was a small militia that said if she became governor that there was going to be an uprising. Like, that's how serious they were in Georgia.
Ain't much of an uprising.
Did she actually finish counting?
Oh no, they got guns.
Yeah.
It's a mini militia. Like, the kids be shooting. They got homemade goddamn rifles and shit. Like,
no, but they practice
a lot. They got a whole all those because let's be clear, there were only a few places, densely populated places in Georgia that voted blue. Right, that's where all the black people live. All the rest of that shit, all that red, that's white people. All that land that just shoot people and they got bunkers. They ready, bro.
Somebody told me that like, if you ain't in no major city in Georgia, you go anywhere outside of that.
They ready. They ready. They don't care and they stay ready.
Second part is, before you go, I want to say this real quick. I don't know if y'all seen, it might have been like a year or so ago, where in Georgia, they, I guess somebody went undercover. They went to like a voting town hall. And they actually saw people buying votes to sway lobbyists. Like, that's something that definitely needs to be changed in the state of Georgia. I'm sure it goes on in every state. It just happened to be exposed in Georgia.
It happens on a federal level. Like,
I'm just talking statewide.
That's a whole nother discussion.
So she never actually counted all the votes then.
So her argument. So the argument was the reason why she wasn't willing to concede is there were a lot of voters that were turned away from the polls because something didn't match on their ID. Yeah. Right. With their voter registration. So then the courts ruled that as long as you can, I guess, reasonably identify that this is the person. Like, they would be like, oh, like, for instance, I have an apostrophe in my name. So if I didn't have that on both my driver's license and my voter registration, they would turn me away. Yeah. So they were saying, like, okay, well, that's not a valid reason to turn someone away. They need to be able to vote. Yeah. A lot of people didn't get to do that, so they did, like, provisional ballots. There were a lot of early voting ballots that some were actually returned to sender. Yeah. So she was like, in those cases, since it's been ruled, we're going to hold out and make sure that all of these votes are counted, because according to her camp, there were enough numbers to sway the vote, because anything under 2%, they do a runoff. Yeah. Now, I don't know what happened in between to where
she changed her mind.
Yeah, I guess whatever counts came in, she realized that, okay, we really don't have enough, but there were still some votes that were thrown out due to antics done by...
You think she was threatened?
Oh, I fully and wholeheartedly believe she was threatened from start to finish. But she did not concede until her camp said, yeah, the numbers show that even now you won't be able to do the runoff. So
see, man, that's what the real war is. Politics, man. They be fighting with words and all that kind of stuff, but always behind the scenes shit. You know what I'm saying? You never really know what's going on.
The pen is always mightier than the sword.
It can get violent.
Very violent, absolutely. Because when I saw it, like, she would have been the first black female governor or governor. Which one? Female or governor?
Probably both.
First black. Both black.
First
female.
Yeah, female governor. Yeah. So like it was
Doug Wilder. Is that his first name? Doug Wilder, governor.
I think so. Yeah. I think it is. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, there was just a lot of. I couldn't even imagine the amount of death threats that she got. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, now that's when she gotta like look out for her family.
Absolutely.
I think somebody got to her family.
Yeah. Hey, they got every group got hitters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, doing her thing.
Shout out to her. Love her very much.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So we got anything else?
Well.
Anything that we could end on a positive note?
On a positive note?
Yeah. Because we got about 10 minutes.
The sun rose today.
Yes.
It was really beautiful.
It wasn't too cold today.
It wasn't too cold today.
Alright, this is not even positive. This is just like,
this
is just like random shit.
No, Bria said the same thing. Like when I told her the itinerary, she was like, "Do you guys have something happy?" And I was like, "I don't know. Do we? Have you seen anything happy lately?"
Thank you for that. You know, it was like, damn.
I was like, I ain't found nothing happy. Let me know.
I can't think of anything like
no, I can't
truly
think of
happy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
Oh, shout out! Well, I mean, it's happy. It's a little racism. Shout out to the man that got off in Oregon.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that's cool.
Mr. Stephen Warren. Shout out to you for not only standing your ground, but knocking a person out.
Fuck that nigga up, yo.
Bro, he should be a boxer.
Not
Kill
gonna
somebody with
head
a punch.
head bust.
Kill somebody with a punch. How you
He
do
did.
that?
I don't know. He Kimbo slice.
This nigga said Falcon punch.
Yo, that shit used to kill me.
Not that we're celebrating anybody's
him with
death,
that Roman
but
Reigns.
finally the law
Dragon
worked for
fist.
us, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, that's like because it doesn't happen,
Tiger
many times. So I mean, whenever we can get some type of win,
Yeah,
cool.
we appreciate that.
We'll take that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on that's positive.
Positive?
Yeah, like anything going on in like
Oh.
social media or even like music or movies, anything like that.
Nope. Everybody's dying and shit.
Oh God.
All right, never mind.
Speaking of that.
Oh.
Speaking of what? Dying?
Did they have a beat? Did they have a
SpongeBob
show
created that, bro.
like a beat?
Bro, I don't want to talk
The
about
Oh,
Lion
they
King.
had that. Was it the Soul Train
Yeah,
Award?
Soul Train Award.
And the Lion King trailer came out.
Oh, shout out to the Lion King trailer.
Oh, yes.
But the Soul Train Awards though.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. So.
It was.
How was that?
Tisha was.
Oh, she looked weird. Oh, that was
yeah.
she looked
Everything,
weird.
all of her
Campbell?
wardrobes were weird. Yeah, like all of them, they were all weird. But Tashina was a bad little baby out there.
Yes.
Look, I've never cared for Tisha. Like, I always thought she was really not all that cute.
Who, BDB?
No.
No.
I mean, I thought that she was a good.
Tashina
I thought
Arnold
she
was
cool.
always
Yeah,
dope.
Tashina was
Oh, you talking
cool.
about Gina?
Yeah.
No,
Tisha,
I'm talking
Tisha
about
Campbell. That's
Pam.
Gina.
Gina, yeah.
Tisha Campbell is Gina. I'm talking about Tanisha Arnold or whatever the fucking name is.
Yeah, that's BDB.
Tashina, there we go. Yeah, that's Pam. I like her.
That's what I said. I'm talking. You talking about BDB? That's
No,
what
and I was like, no, I was talking about Tisha Campbell, bro. What the hell's wrong?
Oh, like talking about what's her name?
Shut up!
Yeah.
I didn't-
We got
she- no, her-
Tashina and Tisha.
Yeah, that's why I had it
There we
confused.
go. Got it.
Damn it!
But yeah, so.
Hopefully they start with T. Goddamn it. Shit.
Tekashi?
But
Nah, he was in
overall,
that one
it was a
episode.
good Soul Train Award. They had Donnell Jones come out, John B, who said that he's working on a new album.
Damn, God. Yeah, I ain't heard that name since '96.
They had Bell Biv DeVoe out there, man. Like,
Wait,
it was
John
really
B's last
old.
album. What you doing, really?
Are you still down with it?
Miss Kelly Price did the cipher. Like, I haven't seen her in so long.
Hold on,
I
hold
don't
on,
even
hold
know
on.
what
They had a
she
cipher?
was.
Yeah, they got like an R&B
cipher.
cipher.
Yeah.
Yeah, they be out there like. And I love to do this.
First of all, when Lettucey did it, she killed the game. Okay, but Miss Kelly Price held her own.
She's like, I got vocals.
Luke James did a really good job. Look at this fool.
My name is
No,
not
you're on
Jim
camera,
Scott,
right?
and I want to fellatio on. Like, what the fuck? Like, wait a second, what's going on here?
So yeah, they brought a lot of oldies back, and all of them seem to be coming out with new albums. Apparently, even Donnell Jones is working on something.
So award shows then turn
Trying
into
to do a
basically
little
a promotional showcase more than an award show.
Like they selling mixtapes.
No, it was.
Hit my mixtape.
It was after the show they
Oh, okay.
and stuff.
Drop his new mixtape. I'm back.
John B, in my
2 years
opinion, he
out the
looked like he
game.
was having some issues. Like at one point, I thought he was having a stroke. How he had to get the goat out.
Oh, damn,
God,
bro.
is he okay?
Not John B. Are you still down?
He struggled. He was almost
Nope.
down.
Was it worse than the KC performance?
Nope.
No, nothing is
It wasn't worse than
That
that.
was a classic.
That was the worst I've ever seen.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you mix crack with screaming. Like, you passed out.
Hey, didn't KC? No,
I see
not
that
to be
video
funny,
where
but
he
didn't
passed
KC have?
out. I watch that shit once a week.
Didn't he have a
Damn,
concert
bro.
where he was on the security guy's shoulder?
Like,
and
you
he
get a
was
piece of that
eating
chicken.
I watch that once a week too. That shit is funny.
Nigga eating chicken, pouring hot sauce on it.
Yo,
Oh,
it's like they don't know what to do anymore. Like,
That's
no,
crack.
this is what
That's
they doing,
happens
right?
with crackheads.
He starts singing other people's songs that ain't even his.
This is what the kids are doing now.
Like, bro, that's not even your song, bro.
Carl crying.
She's pony. Like, bro, that's genuine.
But he was riding the nigga though. He was riding though.
What's going on? Like, bro, that's not even your era. What's going on?
Oh, and Erykah Badu, was that, what was her award? So,
It don't even
Lifetime
matter.
Achievement?
I love her, so.
She's amazing.
Yeah,
she got the
it was like the
fat
BET equivalent of Lifetime Achievement Award, basically.
So-
But yeah, she got that. She
Yo,
performed,
she got the
killing it,
fat
she was
geeks,
dope.
yo. She's just
Her
dope. I
body's
love her.
amazing.
That's what makes her great.
Oh, yeah, look, that made it great to a lot of these rappers. Them
I'm
niggas got they got a hit of that pussy ain't been sent right since.
They've been better.
Yeah, but
Trying to
shit,
be like
they ain't
her.
been putting out no music. They're like, yo, I don't want to put out no more music.
That's
I'm
nice.
good.
I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna do some other shit in my life.
Everybody.
Like, they go hit that pussy and be like, yeah, I'm about to go put trees in Alaska. Like, what? Nigga, what the fuck?
That's
What
how
you doing?
She need to do a class. I wonder if I could like be her friend or something.
Bruh, don't be her friend. She'll end up trying to get you too. I'm telling you. Look, I
That
gotta.
made you survive that.
We were talking about.
I love her. I don't know why.
Exactly. I got a feeling she going. You'd be like, damn, this for some odd reason. I want to fuck Erykah Badu.
Like Bill Clinton.
Shit.
Was there an episode of Family Guy where Bill Clinton was like,
Oh, fucking everybody. It was fucking thing. He ended up fucking on me. He was like, I don't know how this happened. But
So basically real life.
oh, this is one thing I did want to leave off on. Lauryn Hill, right? The fuck is wrong with Lauryn Hill? Like, yo, so she has a concert, right? Concert getting sold out. This motherfucker shows up to a concert like 2-3 hours late.
Well, I think she showed up.
30 minutes.
I don't even think she performed.
30 minutes.
30 minutes and she bounced.
She did 30 minutes in London.
Yes.
When did
How
this
you do
happen?
that?
People didn't get a refund on their ticket.
No.
Well,
That was in France,
Nashville,
right?
they can't. They had them standing outside for 2 hours to only turn around and say, "Oh, the show was canceled because her band got stuck in New York or some shit like
I
that."
would
Now,
rather-
mind you, no, this is Nashville. The week after the CMAs, there were all kinds of bands in that city.
So I haven't been to a concert in a while. So
I ain't going. I can't remember.
are all tickets non-refundable, or do it depend on the concert? Do it have to
depends
be
on
a
the
person?
person.
I
Oh,
don't
depends on the
know.
Well,
person.
she
At the
did.
venue?
She did it 30 minutes, so
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah.
that's
so-
probably not refundable because she did show
Yo.
up. And she trying to do a New Year's Eve party.
Exactly.
Nah, bro,
She
no
came out
beer.
there, did one song, and then like probably just overran that shit, and then talked for a little bit and said, "Good night." It's like, wait a second. She was like, "Yeah, fuck my ex-husband" or some shit. And just
Yeah,
left.
why fuck her ex?
I don't know. I just feel like that's some shit. She seems like she's like weird right now.
I don't think it's like out of a place of anger.
No, they ain't that place of anger. I think she's on that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
like
doing something different.
I think I wouldn't say
I don't
like
think she on that shit. but
she ain't on
doing
no
something
crack or
different.
nothing like that. I think she's on like prescription medicine, yo. Like she's just
She
been
looks
acting
like she's
weird.
on something.
Yeah.
I have seen a close up in person. She
Yes.
does look
She on
like
that
she's on
shit.
something. But I wouldn't say crack, but something.
Probably something worse than
And she's
crack.
taller than people think she is, actually.
But it's
They got
like-
shit worse than crack.
Josh, you talking
So I know she's that tall.
She on that
She's tall.
fentanyl.
But it's like so when we see like you want the shit, you want the shit. Woo! You never seen Tales in the Hood?
Oh, you gotta watch that.
Yo, go watch that shit.
The first one?
Yeah, no, we ain't talking about
The
the
second one.
Man, yo, it was the dude. What the fucking movies was he in? Yo, he was in a bunch of fucking movies.
Which one?
What part he played?
He was the devil, basically.
Devil.
Oh,
He's a funeral
yeah,
director.
that
Guy
funeral
who
director.
the guy who went in and talked to
Like,
He
him.
was a hoodlum.
Yeah.
He was a hoodlum, right?
He was in American
Yeah,
Gangster.
you talking about the one with
He was
Lawrence
a
Fishburne?
hoodlum,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he
He
was
played
in there.
Bumpy Johnson.
Yeah, because he played Bumpy Johnson in fucking American Gangster.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's
yo,
the way I Bumpy Johnson.
yeah, he did a really good job. So in the movie, they snuffed the nigga. There's a bunch of thugs. You know, he been telling them stories and shit. They're like, yo, we came in for the shit. They snuff him, fucked him up. He's like, oh, the shit. He's like, you want the shit? He's like, woo! I got the shit. I got that shit for your ass. And then they walked around there like, he opened up these coffins and then, like the gangsters, and they're like, oh, they see themselves. They're like, what the fuck happened? They're like, you in hell, nigga. I'm like, oh.
Nah, he said, welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Yeah, exactly.
And then it went off, and then they was burning up. They doing a harder shaking him.
He's like, yo, this motherfucker was shaking. He's like,
Yo, Tales from the Hood 2 is retarded.
he's like,
Oh, it's not good?
Man, that shit is so like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, it's way
It's
out
bad
there.
retarded
It's
or
bad.
just
It's
crazy?
just bad. Like,
Oh.
I mean, what's his name?
And, shout
Keith
out
David. I like Keith David, but
Yeah.
I like him in certain things.
Yeah, but him and that was just
really.
I don't like that show.
Will was funny. He was saying the shit.
I don't care for that show.
He kept saying the shit. It was funny.
Yeah, I don't watch that. Shout out to what's the name? Jordan Peele. He's supposed to be doing a remake of
Candyman. I'm so excited. That
Ooh,
was
I
the
am
last
too.
movie that ever scared me.
Yes, that actually kind of scared me.
I still won't say Candyman.
See, I thought that's what
That's a great director because
Get Out was supposed to be precursor to that. Some shit. They were saying something a long time ago. Get Out.
But we seen his directorial skills.
Oh my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying he's.
I just want interesting fact though, right? You know the Candyman song?
Mm-mm.
I don't know if I want to hear it right now.
Yeah,
I
You know the Candyman song?
Good, bro.
No, I'm good, bro. I want to hear this shit.
You good?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, we good.
Just so y'all know, the Candyman song.
Stop saying that word.
I know.
Candyman?
Bye, Joe.
It's been great, guys.
Bye, Joe.
Coming lights gonna start flickering and shit. I'm like, nah, bro.
Is my
Nah,
rap ready?
bro.
It was the song the KK used to sing when they hung people.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
the Candyman, but they didn't
But he
say-
was hung,
They didn't
right?
say
By
Candyman.
No, he wasn't hung. He was.
They didn't say
They
Candyman.
cut his hand off and they put beads.
Oh, yeah.
That's
For
what they used
messing
to
with
do
a
to
white
people.
girl.
They used to cut your hands off.
Moral of the story.
That's what they used to do. But that was KKK song, just like that.
Cool beans.
Same rhythm.
So-
I ain't gonna sing the song.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, we good on that.
I don't even like to sing Jeepers Creepers. Like, let's not.
Man, Jeepers.
Candyman.
That shit ain't.
Bye, Joe.
Jeepers Creepers is not scary.
I think we're pretty much
Been
done.
lovely,
Jeepers
guys.
Creepers is not scary.
Everybody's been listening, watching the live and all that shit. YouTube. We're gonna start doing stuff on Twitch also, so that works out.
Oh, yeah.
We still got Castbox. That, you know, y'all can do that. Huh? What?
Is it these video games?
Nigga, can't nobody hear you.
I said these video games.
Exactly. We got the UNFAMOUS gaming shit going on. You know, playing these games and shit, having these wild, stupid conversations, doing wild shit. Yo, I know people probably don't really. People still fuck with Grand Theft Auto. Like seriously, people still watch that shit. Exactly.
Classic.
You better download this shit. And stop playing.
I can, but I just gonna have to wait.
Me and Sean got that shit.
Yeah, bro. I got it for $19. I told you when it was $19 to get it.
I had to get it when he told me.
You was getting that 4K?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I did that. I got that.
That's 4K, but you can't play no games.
I got that
Yeah,
GTA.
right. But no, we got that going on too. So if y'all wanna, pay, check into that. We're gonna have our little hijinks and shit on the game, talking wild shit, doing crazy shit. We never know. We might have Kia on there one day playing the game with us, saying some wild shit.
Maybe.
Look her fix.
I mean, it's fun. Like we have fun with it. We're not playing it to even really do shit. We're just playing these games just and just have the same conversation we have.
Make this money, G.
Something like that. Other than that, I don't have anything else, man. This was pretty good. Where the fuck are you going, Oz?
I'm just cleaning my shit up,
Yeah,
and then I'm giving him the camera and shit.
He's ready to go.
that's what's up. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
You know what time it is for me. Go holler at my halal, man. Halal mine.
Yeah, mine. Yeah, mine. But this was good. Another good episode. It's your boy, Mr. NJ Brookcity.
Just Kia.
Joko.
First 48.
Unreal fiction.
Henny Hardaway. Shouts out to my man and Jai up in the sky.
Up in the sky.
Shout out to my boy Tavi and Tiger 305. For making that song. It's called Long Way. Could be coming soon.
That's what's up.
Stay tuned.
All right, that's what's up. And this was the UNFAMOUS Podcast, guys. We'll holler at y'all later, all right? Peace.
Peace out, Bree.
Let's see.